Ooh, I did not adjust. Ah! Yeah, we're good. Screw it. That's good enough. It was just way too loud for the last one, I think. Ooh, we didn't even check our audio or anything.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all about to hear something play for a second. What's up, Alfonso? And everybody, 10 people waiting for what?
How's the sound? How's the sound? Test!
That was loud.
Yeah, no. We laugh loud.
Okay.
Stop getting hype.
You guys are real quiet? Okay, yeah. Let's turn that up then.
We can also just check the stream itself to see how we sound.
Yeah, but then there's an echo. I don't feel like doing all that nonsense. Oh yeah, that's really low.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, let's see if that picks up a little better. That's so weird. Why all of a sudden is the mic stupid low?
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. I just need to turn it up a little bit more than usual. But that's so odd. Alright, yeah, that looks about right.
How about now? Test. Sounds good? Sound bad?
Oh, let's expand that because somebody didn't get through. There we go. Way better? Alright, yeah. Okay. I don't know what was going on, but all of a sudden our mic is just like, nah, they don't really want to hear y'all.
One day we'll figure this out.
Dude, we figure it out and then it goes, y'all ain't figure out nothing. Because like I said, there was nothing adjusted from the last time we did it, and yet... But then you heard the last episode where it might have been a little too loud at points.
What was the last episode?
My video, that one on Rock, Paper, Scissors.
Oh, that. I didn't listen to that. I like to listen to both parts at a time.
Understandable. Okay, so we might as well get started with this.
This was my video.
This was the video he lost Rock, Paper, Scissors on.
Because that last video was a flop and a bait and switch and feeling.
It wasn't a flop. It was a bait and switch. Okay, none of our Naruto videos have been flops. But they've been bait and switch.
They've been flops from what we expected. Because we went in going, oh, okay, here we go. Story of Naruto. We're about to get something. And he go, my feelings. And I go, oh, my goodness. And then we go into Nux. And it's like, oh, we're going to talk about Uchihas. And he goes, y'all, but fate, though. It keeps happening.
It keeps happening. That's the worst part. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Especially since... it didn't happen in either of our other months.
That One Piece Naruto video?
Seriously!
That was not the one, yo. That's not what it should have been. It was just like, hey, what's more important, OST
what is this format? Man, I wish they hadn't watched that other video and got that format from them, because it could have been something interesting.
Yeah, the last one was trash. The last dude was trash. Understandable. What's up, Alex? Purple shirt guy was raw.
the best dude. He was leading the conversations. I wonder what he's... Man, I want to know more about him. I'm so interested in him.
All right, let's just get into this thing. Lab Coat did a lot of work.
So this video was it's by a dude by the name of Clyde. It used to be Clyde the Weeaboo. It is a response to PlagueofGripes video about Naruto, the Self-Made Hypocrite, was it?
Yes, which is what I just watched last night, matter of fact.
How was it on rewatch?
It was good. There was some things that I didn't agree with, but...
as always.
And Plague is a very...
hyperbolic.
Not hyperbolic, but antagonistic. So he's just like, Naruto sucks balls, giant frog balls. And it's just like, he doesn't.
Yeah. But yeah,
it was fine.
From what I remember, I mostly agree with it. His major points being the whole he's a child of destiny and Neji was right and things like that. Destiny, blah blah blah. So yeah, that's this is the one I wanted to do because it's a response video. Clyde is fairly popular. He's more of a Bleach dude. Mm-hmm. This is an older video. There are like you said, there are problems with the Plague video. So I thought that this would be more interesting than some dude that we didn't know. Untested.
Hey. Has some of our best videos not come from just some dude? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but some of our best videos comes from proven, tested commodities.
Absolutely.
So
you never know. And to be fair, Clyde is not a proven, tested commodity.
But he is fairly popular. Mm-hmm. He is he does like bleach scaling type stuff. So he's research.
Why?
He researches stuff. So like how strong is Ichigo? He knows that
too.
So he knows how to critically think.
Okay.
As opposed to feelings man.
But we get more angry at feeling. Because you're not saying nothing. Hey guys, I've been playing catch up for a while. Always have revisited playing while writing reports. Keep it up. Oh, thanks. I don't know how you can stand our voice for that long, but good on you.
I don't see how you could focus because there's not only us that you have to focus on, the actual video and the report. That's too much.
No,
I play music when I used to do book reports and things like that.
No, I listen to podcasts and all types of stuff. It's just like if it's something I know, I can drown it out. Like this is how you don't plays. Mm-hmm. I can do 4 hours of that, and it's just like
absolutely. But new stuff, nah, Dad, I need to focus. Like I'll be walking around listening to podcasts, especially like there's this history podcast that I love called The Dollop, and they just comedically go through history. It's a fantastic podcast. Mm-hmm. But I'll just like if I go into a store and look at something and I'll zone out for like a minute and they're all into something else, I'm like, crap, I done missed something. So I will have to go back. So I can't even focus like that.
See,
but if you can do that, I can't do that.
I can. And sometimes I'll have that same thing where I got to go back. But there are a lot of times where I'll just go, okay, what they're saying now, I don't need that 40 seconds of information to connect. Because it's just more like expository stuff as opposed to we're on a whole new topic and I don't know what y'all are talking about.
I need 5 to 10 seconds of information. I need all the information. I don't want to miss anything.
Okay. I listen to y'all videos while drawing, and I listen to Nuts when I want to sleep.
I don't see how. He's very high energy and noisy and drowning in money.
Okay, let's get into this.
I don't know much about Naruto, so let's talk about it.
If you're a fan of the series known as Naruto, then chances are you've seen this video floating around on YouTube called Naruto the Self-Made Hypocrite. Ever since this video blew up, my comments on my Naruto How the Anime Lost What Made It Special video have been flooded with NPC tier comments regurgitating most of the points made in PlagueofGripes' video. Now, these comments involve such things as Naruto.
That is a big problem when people regurgitating arguments heard, because when challenged, they can't go further than what was said. Because they're not thinking, they're just parroting what they heard. So if people are doing that, that's a bad thing. But if you're just going, you got a whole lot of Naruto underdog things. And I don't know if it was just like neutral comments for the most part. But then that video came out, then people came to yours and just went Naruto underdog. I don't know if that was the sequence of events or what. But, sometimes it's not a parroting. Sometimes it's just an opening of an eye, a changing of opinion sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Who knows? But, I just don't like him saying that people are, number one, parroting it when we really don't know. And number two, I don't like people, if they were actually parroting it.
Naruto isn't an underdog. Rock Lee is the true hard worker in the series. Naruto...
Why are you making that noise like these aren't actual
statements? And this whole thing was around for long before the Plague video, because it's very easy to see. Rock Lee works his balls off and gets nothing. He gets a fight and a half.
He has not caught a W in an actual fight.
Naruto is so stupid that he didn't realize that he could do a shadow clone and learn from that. And so he's learning thousands of times faster than other people. So...
had everything handed to him. Really just blatant retardation and a lot of points that every Naruto fan already knew. Anyone with half a brain that's actually seen the series wouldn't act like they've just plucked a gold bar out of their ass the same way these people do. It's honestly like going onto Twitter and telling people that you're the first person in history to ever jerk off. You're literally just coming all over your own face and no one actually cares. So anyway, this video, as you
So you're saying that nobody cares about the arguments of Rock Lee actually being a hard worker, whereas Naruto has handled a lot of things?
So nobody cares about these arguments, but they care about the response to those arguments. Otherwise, why would you make this video? So I don't know what you're talking about. People do care about it. Otherwise, they would not be so agreeable with those arguments.
Yes.
If they didn't care about it, he would have 13 views and 1 thumb up. People do care. Yeah, this is pure straw man stuff, it feels like. He's just creating arguments out of the blue to go, well...
And he also goes, these are things that Naruto fans have known for a while. So is he going to challenge those thoughts? Because if he goes, this whole Rock Lee Naruto thing, this is things that Naruto fans have known all along. So if he goes, this whole video is about challenging those perceptions of destiny and fate and hard work and all that stuff, is that, if it's something that Naruto fans already knew, then, like, what are you doing here?
guess is the inspiration to my own video on the topic and the story of Naruto. I will say before I proceed, Plague's video absolutely does have some valid points regarding Naruto, highlighting many issues with this series, and I'll be linking it in the description so you can all form your own opinions about it without having a mob mentality against his video. Now, please don't hate on his video just because I debunk it with my own or prove to you that he's not entirely correct. In fact, I
don't think anybody in the world is entirely correct if they have a long enough form video, report, whatever. Yeah. And it's anything that has to do with analysis or their own opinion. If you're just going, hey, these are the numbers for an hour, you can't be wrong unless, you know, the numbers are proven wrong later on. But if it's just like, this is dumb because of these reasons, well, you're not right about those reasons, so you're not right about it being dumb. Whatever.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing to say. Beyond the first third, he did stop being the underdog. Once he started using the Fox Chakra liberally, that's when it's just like, all right, you're not no underdog any kind anymore.
Actually suggest watching his video before you continue with my very own. But anywho, let's begin my video on was Naruto really an underdog? From the very start of Naruto, it's made absolutely apparent that Naruto has no one. He has no parents, family, friends, and he can barely even trust himself, as he has a literal planetary being that's been sealed inside of him, that not only torments him, but at any moment can take advantage of Naruto's despair and loneliness.
Now, you say that he's alone, but then we saw images of Shika, Kiba, and Choji playing around with him when he was young. You could say that is, in fact, they were just playing around with him one day out of 7 or whatever. But
even 1 out of 365. But it's a moment.
In the Rescue Sasuke arc, that narrative of him being alone was broken down right then and there. There's no reason why you should have shown that. And also, I've already said this over and over, there's no reason why he should have been alone, blah, blah, blah. The friends of the 4th, what happened to the Uzumaki clan, the 3rd Hokage being a bum. There's no reason why it should have happened. It just happened for the story, just so we can be sad, just so we can have the motivation. It's dumb.
Part of Naruto, the village sees him as nothing but a troublemaking pest, and those who are aware that the Nine Tails is actually sealed inside of Naruto treat him like he's an animal. It honestly isn't until he becomes part of Team 7 that he gets consistently treated like an actual human being. Hinata and Hiruzen were the only two before that who actually seen him as more than a Jinchuriki, but they also weren't around enough for it to even be.
Okay, you already know what my problem is?
I actually don't.
The editing, there's frames of...
That's fine.
No, it's not.
I'm worried about his argument because he said that Hiruzen was around when he was not. There was a scene of him laying down money on the table going, here is your monthly allowance. Don't spend it all in one place, and piecing out.
How do they know about the Nine Tails? I would assume that the village, the older people know about the Jinchuriki. Because they were probably around when they got attacked, and they're like, where did it go? It's in Naruto.
But how would they know it's in Naruto?
I would assume it's a...
he was a baby in the woods.
I would assume it's a known thing of the older people. Maybe even just through some rumors and stuff.
I don't think it's ever been really stated how they know. And they don't know he's the son of the fourth.
It doesn't... It's not stated they...
What a snitch! He a punk! Y'all heard about this Naruto kid? The fox? But yeah, they know that he's got the Jinchuriki within him somehow, but it has to be mad revisionist history for them to stand up there and go, okay, let's talk about the ninja history within the village. And them going, the fourth Hokage was a man named Minato. He died protecting the village. He left no children behind. So are they just filling the children's mind with propaganda? With lies?
Yeah.
And we're just okay with this?
Yeah.
Under the rule of the third Hokage?
Why do the kids ostracize and not like Naruto? Simply because their parents don't. They don't know about what he's about or anything. And if they don't know about the Jinchuriki, why do they treat Naruto this way?
This is terrible when you think about it like that. You can't think about it like that. You just have to go, he's alone. The Force family. Why was he? Is he the only Minato Namikaze? I think his last name is. Is he the only Namikaze? We've never heard or seen it. Friends, family, Jiraiya, Kakashi, nobody, nothing.
Minato had no brothers and sisters. His mom had no brothers and sisters.
He didn't appoint a godfather. Nothing. They weren't. You could either. There was some argument going. Nobody took care of him. No. Nobody knew that he was the fourth child because his enemies would come after him. So maybe you should protect him instead of leaving him in a single apartment.
He was big apartment, yo.
So you can't excuse this crap. I want to hear somebody's argument about this.
But these are the things they're not thinking about. They're thinking about the emotion behind it, the weight behind it, all of that stuff.
Yes.
They're not thinking about the long term. Why does the village even know he's a Jinchuriki? Why is everybody treating him this way simply because of his Jinchuriki in this? Because we've only got two real instances of knowing how a Jinchuriki is treated in B, who is loved in the village, and Gaara, who is feared because he's an unstable monster. It's not even that he's like, because you know,
even that he's the Jinchuriki.
It's just like, oh my God, it's Gaara. He's attacking people again as an 8-year-old, and we can't do about it.
Jiraiya named him, and Minato calls him his godfather. Okay, so why doesn't...
Where is Jiraiya?
Where is Jiraiya?
During his formative years.
He was able to take on, when he goes, oh man, I got the scar from the Three Tails. He was able to take at least, it was either the 2 or 3, I can't remember. But he was able to take at least a tail from a developed Naruto. So you can't even be like, yo, this Sannin can't take a 6-year-old one-tail dude. Where was he? And if you just go, he's off doing his perverted book crap, that's terrible. Jiraiya is a piece of crap then. So you're hurting Naruto or you're hurting Jiraiya.
Tricky, but they also weren't around enough for it to even be counted, as Hinata was rarely allowed near Naruto due to how strict her family.
Did Kakashi know his master had a kid? I should hope so. If your sensei is the leader of a village, Kushina walking around pregnant? Surely 9 months?
Hey, maybe they thought the baby died in the attack though.
Then
but then no, Naruto is born the same night as they assumed that she would be
a blonde-haired, spiky kid around the same age as this. Come on now,
Force kid.
Come on now, same blue eyes. What are we doing here? We gotta make
who's named Uzumaki.
Whose name? Come on now. There's too many assumptions that we have to make.
Okay,
here.
where are all the people that know that the fourth impregnated a woman named Uzumaki, and they're just like, well, we still got no respect for the Uzumaki kid.
Seriously.
Hinata was...
One second. Yeah.
Dragon and Luffy makes more sense. Understandable.
Gavin says Kakashi definitely. I don't see how he couldn't know. Legitimately, even like you said, even if he didn't know, the last name is Uzumaki.
The Oracle says he did know because I thought Kakashi mentioned his dad vaguely. Maybe he did. Yeah, his last name is Uzumaki. Like, based off just context clues, you would go, oh, it's the kid.
Legitimately. And then you protect him or treat him well or look after him or anything more than literally nothing
Hey,
for the
here's
story
some money,
to happen.
You 6-year-old kid, and I got that's it for my interaction for you for
like
the month.
I said in the last episode, there had to be somebody changing his diapers. Between the ages of him being born and like 6 when he could feasibly take care of himself, somebody had to do that. And are you telling me that you have such hatred for a 1-year-old baby? If you do, you are a piece of garbage. And we need to have your story. I'm sick of this narrative. Did nobody from her clan ask what happened? Nobody's asking questions. We don't know who the Namikaze clan is. We don't know who the Uzumaki clan is. They both just vanished, or the Namikaze just never even existed. It'd be one thing if it was just like, yo, Namikaze, that's over there in the Sand Village or the Stone Village. We're not even talking about them. They're way, way over there. Minato was excommunicated from him because of his wild beliefs and his wild attitude. That's one thing. So you don't even have to talk about them. I think it was Naruto's grandmother that was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails before.
Yep, it was.
So we're just not even talking about any of this. Any of them. They're all just gone. For the story to happen.
For the story to happen. And even after the story has happened, where are they now?
Legitimately.
Oh, we thought you had died in that. The village kept us from it. To anything.
Anything more than nothing. Anything more than I look up the Uzumaki clan on the Wikipedia and there's 8 names.
What they could have did was, his grandmother was trying to betray the village and blah, blah, blah. So Minato was so for the village and cut himself off, and Kushina cut herself off from the clan, and the kid was gonna cut themselves off. So the Uzumaki clan did not know about Naruto and did not know he was now the new Nine Tails. That would at least explain why they are not in his life.
It's terrible.
Also weren't around enough for it to even be counted, as Hinata was...
Can I stop? Can I stop the narrative of protecting Naruto from Minato's enemies? What enemies? Nobody has ever showed up.
And if you have to protect him from his enemies, you put him in the 3rd Hokage's house.
He put the hand to the 1st, 2nd, and Oro. You think he can't protect the 1-year-old?
You can't use the protection argument because if you need to protect him, you actually physically protect him instead of leaving him to his own devices. Because what if somebody gets slap happy and go, oh man, the Nine Tails killed my daddy. Let me walk up in there and stab this 3-year-old by himself.
Yeah, what's the security detail? For the Jinchuriki.
It doesn't work like that. Most of the Uzumaki clan was disbanded before Naruto was born.
Okay, are the people still alive?
Or does the Naruto's grandmother, great aunt, doesn't care about... Were they all killed? Were they all just scattered off to other places? Because we never see any notable Uzumakis other than Kirin and Nagato. And neither of them are just like, oh, Naruto, we know of you.
Around enough for it to even be counted, as Hinata was rarely allowed near Naruto due to...
I think y'all are reaching with this. I've heard that Naruto's clan was virtually wiped out. From where? When? When was this ever stated in the story? And would that also not lead credence to let's protect the last Uzumaki kid? Let me look this up. Uzumaki clan.
Because I have no idea what I did with my phone.
You're falling apart. Oh, it's right there. You were sitting on it.
Of course I was. Aren't your Cherokees supposed to be weapons? They're supposed to be the balance. They're supposed to be weapons for the balance, so there's not a new ninja war. So, you know, you've got the 9 tails, you've got the 8 tails, so we can't attack each other because the 9 tails is right there.
At some point after Kushina immigrated to Konoha, some of the world's nation banded together to destroy the something. Believing the village was too powerful to be allowed to continue, the survivors of that destruction went on into hiding and spread throughout the world. Of the known members, Nagato was raised somewhere, Kirin was raised somewhere else, and Kushina went to Konoha. So they exist out there somewhere, but we're just not talking about them. They exist. This is a problem. None of them ever tried to contact
Each other.
Nothing.
And around enough for it to even be counted, as Hinata was rarely allowed near Naruto due to how strict her family and the Hyuga were, and Hidezen checked up on him every now and then, but was swarmed with the responsibilities of being Hokage. Hidezen then proceeded to die shortly after.
And then you appoint somebody to him.
Yeah, what that? Okay, I'm the Hokage and I'm too busy to take care of this kid, so you, Irika, take care of the kid.
Konohamaru got his own personal servant, trainer type dude.
Inibisu.
Are you telling me that there is nobody in the village that can watch over and foster him? You go. He's too busy. He has a son. Does he not have a wife? Does he not have a nephew to take care of him?
What about some lifelong tuning?
Anybody. This is a dude that if he gets mad enough, he can destroy the village. And there's nothing that anybody can do.
The balance thing makes no sense because the beasts with more tails are stronger than the ones with less. See, this would be we didn't talk about this. This would be a lot more. This would make a lot more sense if a weak village had the 9 tails and a strong village had the 1 tails. Mm-hmm. So that way, you know, there's still some form of balance. But no, Konoha, who has some of the greatest ninja in history coming out of there, still has the 9 tails.
That's because Hashirama was like, yeah, I'm just taking it. You know. No threats or anything. I'm just taking it. But yeah, going into that, we don't know. That's the problem with Naruto's world building. We don't know the military might of the stone versus the sand versus the wave versus the leaves. So we have to assume that this village got the 3 tails. So what does that say about their strength?
Proceeded to die shortly after Naruto became part of Team 7. A lot like to make the comparison that Rock Lee is the true hard-working underdog in Naruto, a boy born with no talent for anything. Rock Lee may as well be a real human transported into the series of Naruto, as he can neither use ninjutsu, genjutsu, or even summon anything. With his raw hard work alone, Rock Lee trains himself to the degree where he is not only superior to Sasuke at hand-to-hand combat, a famed member of the Uchiha, someone who naturally was very quick at learning things like taijutsu and scored almost perfect grades on everything except cooperativeness, but this did include taijutsu. That means he was scored quite highly at taijutsu. Rock Lee trained himself so hard from scratch that he was the first person to not just touch Gaara, but send him to the Shadow Realm and surpass Sasuke, like I just said, in hand-to-hand combat. Rock Lee is, without a doubt, a true underdog. In fact, I don't think anyone disagrees with that notion. But here's a theory.
How could you?
A little idea to ponder, just a thought if you will. What if there is actually more than one underdog in a series?
Sure. That nobody's saying that he's the only underdog, but he is, his level of underdog surpasses everything that Naruto does, and he would be more interesting to follow. Or if he got more things to do, that would be more interesting than Naruto unlocking another fox form. Just through his hard work, just going, we know what Lee can and cannot do. He cannot summon 1,000 of himself, who can then make 1,000 more clones from himself. He can punch, he can kick. How is he going to defeat X person?
Based on just this, Shika's an underdog.
Yeah, there's a lot of underdogs.
If you want to go with just the dictionary definition of underdog, you're going to be looking at a lot of these characters.
If you look at it hard on paper, Hiruzen was up against 2 separate Hokage and a Sannin. He was an underdog. And a competitor thought to have little chance of winning a fight or contest. That can apply to almost everybody given a single situation. Sasuke is an underdog against Haku. Choji was an underdog against that sound dude. Mm-hmm. We can just keep going with this. Almost everybody is an underdog. But it's the level that Lee is versus the level that Naruto is. Naruto is an underdog because of his circumstances, because of how people treat him. Lee is an underdog because of he cannot do these things in a world of people who can do this thing.
Also, because Triton just laid out a different definition. Where is he getting this definition?
A person who has little, I didn't even realize that first status in society. What is that?
By Triton, an underdog is a person or group in a competition, usually in sports and creative work, who is largely expected to lose.
I'm going to look up this definition here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put quotes around it.
So it pops up somewhere. But then again, he might have just been jumbling it around like a book report. Like, oh, this is the definition. But these are just my words of the definition.
It's from Grammar Top.
What the is that?
Yeah, and it's the second definition. The first one being one at a disadvantage and expected to lose.
So yes, there are levels to underdogs because Neji is the first getting to become a Jonin. He was an underdog against Spider Dude. What's that mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
Name you may not have heard of him is Naruto Uzumaki, the main character. As I said prior to the rock...
This video is 20 minutes and it's 16 minutes more.
Mm-hmm. We're covering the whole video.
Yeah, we're here for the long run. Lee literally has to kill himself with the gates to chase now. Absolutely.
Lee basically hurts himself to be strong in any fight. Yeah, and Neji trained his balls off to be that strong.
Lee is a lot more interesting to follow. Because imagine if he beat Gaara and just going, oh my goodness, how is he going to defeat this next person or this next person? Yeah, he got that huge strength and everything and the speed, but I think Temari could just blow him away. There's a lot of people where you go, what is this fight? Lee versus like a Choji versus like a Shika. What does that look like? I am always pissed that we never got the Lee versus Neji fight that we needed.
Yes, needed. Lee putting hands to Neji, because really Lee is like his natural enemy.
Yes,
because his whole thing is cutting off your chakra nodes, and now what are you gonna do? Well, I ain't got them anyway, so
is he fast enough to do the spin so he doesn't hit him? Is he? There's so many questions here, and we never got it. That's more interesting than I'm just gonna huck clones at you
until I win.
Please stuff. Naruto had started from zero. Absolute zero.
No, Naruto starts from at least 3.
Yes,
because he's an Uzumaki who is inlaid with tremendous chakra, and then he's
chakra control,
and he's the strongest Biju. He has the strongest Biju
from birth.
So no, he did not start from 0. He at least started at a point. Lee started at 0.
He started at -10.
Like, what are you talking about?
This is absolutely false. He cannot start at 0 because even if you go, he starts at 0. He's got the prestige of the Hokage's name. All the Hokages, save for Kakashi, is related to him.
And if Uzumakis were so hated that they needed to be hunted down, why would his name be Uzumaki?
Naruto had started from 0. Absolute 0. Now, just from me saying that, my comments are gonna be flooded with things like,
Clyde, Naruto has Kurama.
Oh, no.
Kurama, gives
that sounds just
Naruto
like
every
me.
head, and if it wasn't for him, Naruto would be nothing.
Actually,
I
reincarnation as well.
absolutely hate this mentality about comparing Naruto to Rock Lee, because it's almost like half of you actually have Alzheimer's disease. Did you all forget that Kurama was never friendly with Naruto at all until episode 549?
But he pulled out that chakra regardless. He just
Legitimate.
took it.
He took it against Haku. Otherwise, they would have either been knocked out or dead. Haku, you could say that Haku didn't really want to kill him, but they would be knocked out, and Kakashi would have definitely been killed, and their mission would have succeeded. He pulled it out against Neji, which allowed him to take that win. Which changed Neji's mindset.
He pulled it out against the thing because the only reason he can make all those clones is because he has that in chakra.
He pulled it out when he was falling down the cliff and summoned the frog. Otherwise, he would be dead. Of course, he's not friendly, but he's got an inlaid pool of amazing chakra. If he did not have
that, he does not have to work for in the slightest to pull from. Just it's mine now.
If he didn't have that, he would be dead several times over.
If he didn't have
especially against Sasuke.
If he didn't have that, he would have lost when he was poisoned because the chakra healed him and cut the poison out. He would have lost against Haku. He would have lost in the forest against Oro.
He would have lost against Gaara, dead.
He would have lost against Gaara. He would have lost against Neji. He would have lost against Sasuke. Who did he win without this? Where did he... Kiba?
Kiba.
Kiba's the one.
So, like, what are we doing here? Legitimately. He's able to do the things that he's able to do. Make 1,000 clones and train for the Rasen Shuriken because he has that Fox Chakra. And that allows them to beat Kakazu because otherwise Kakazu is stomping. I don't want to hear the versus battle argument. Maybe he would have. Maybe he wouldn't have. I don't know. But it looks like that was the thing that killed him definitively.
And again, he's a Uzumaki who has ridiculous chakra to begin with. Even if you cut out, he got 0 from Kurama. What about the Uzumaki blood?
Against Pain. Yeah, he got the Toad stuff, but when he was in the Chibaku Tensei, he bust out because of the Fox. These are things that constantly happen. His entire fighting style, the Fox Chakra mode, Fox stuff. He was not friendly with him when he did the Fox mode. He was chained down and he was siphoning chakra from him. What is he talking about?
Which includes both part 1.
Learning and working hard to control the chakra absolutely is part of the journey. But without the chakra, he would have died against Haku. There was no training. There was no controlling the chakra.
He would have lost against Oro and Sasuke. Sasuke would have been taken away right there. No training, no control.
It's part of the journey, absolutely. What training and control did he do against Sasuke? He beefed up his chakra with the Fox 2 or 3 times. I understand that it's part of the journey, but if you have $1 million in the bank and you go, man, I'm broke, and you withdraw that money, you always got that money over there. Mm-hmm. It's always over there. So you're never really going to struggle.
You're working hard to pay your rent, and you're like, dang, I just can't pay it this month. Well, time to pull from my pool of $1 million to finance what I need to finance to survive this month.
Oh, I got to walk uphill 2 miles, so I got to work for it, but it's still right over there.
Which includes both part 1 and part 2. It wasn't until that far into the anime and manga chapter 571, which includes over 10 whole years real time of storytelling by Masashi Kishimoto, that Kurama was actually helpful, had Naruto's interest in mind, and worked alongside him. Almost every single time Kurama got involved in one of Naruto's fights was so he could take advantage of Naruto's helplessness, hatred of a villain, or just any slither of a chance to cause trouble and weaken the seal on Naruto's body. Kurama...
Absolutely, but it benefited Naruto.
He beat Haku. It's not like Kurama took him over and started killing Sasuke. He beat Haku with it. He stopped Oro's snake with it. It's not like he was like, oh, let me beat the snake down after it consumed Sasuke. Stop the bush.
It helped them win quite a lot. The things in Naruto would not happen without the Fox. They're both getting something from it. You're looking at it at just the Fox point of view. You're not looking at it all the time that Naruto win. All the things that Naruto can and has done because of the Fox Chakra. They say that like 6 clones is too much for people. And in episode 1, he's making 100 or so. After just reading the scroll. After
he learned it 7 minutes ago, and now
being a pathetic student. He reads the scroll.
Could not transform. Could not do a regular clone. Remember how dumb it looked on the ground, all broken? He could not do a regular one, and now he's busting out the forbidden version of it after learning about it 20 minutes ago. And now he's
in the heat of battle, running from somebody as he's being chased. Episode 1, because of the Fox.
What did Lee get? That's why the comparison is there. Because Lee gets none of that.
Yes, it's a blessing and a curse. That's exactly what it is. The seal weakens, absolutely. But the benefits
far outweigh the curse.
Especially since you got Jiraiya, who's always over him going, oh, I can always just that seal back on. Tsunade, there's a bunch of people that are good at sealings. And even when it does weaken, he just Minato just pops out like, yeah, I implanted myself in your subconscious, and I'm gonna redo that seal. So, like,
Kurama verbatim says this on more than one occasion.
Chapter 95, Kurama, for your courage, have some of my power.
Even Kurama said that if Naruto died, it would be troublesome from here. Yes, they're both benefiting from it. He is absolutely willing to give it. Now, it may be for his own benefit behind the scenes, you know.
Hey, I'm trying not to die too, so.
I'm trying not to die. I'm trying to weaken the seal so I can be free. But he still did it. Positives and negatives.
Verbatim says this on more than one occasion and even highlights how each Jinchuriki before Naruto had treated him as a tool. This went back almost 100 plus years. As far as us viewers are concerned, Kurama absolutely hated humans and had no reason to help Naruto genuinely, other than for it to lead to Naruto removing the seal which kept Kurama inside of his 8 trigrams prison, and then Kurama would take over Naruto's body. Now, even if Naruto were to die hypothetically, Kurama would randomly respawn on the planet anyway, so to argue that he did care about Naruto up until Naruto showed that he really wanted to help rid Kurama of his hatred would be very moronic and
hey, I'm trying not to die. Hey, oh, Naruto is falling and screaming. If you don't want to die, give me some of your power so I can summon this frog.
Oh yeah, you're right. Here you go. These are things that happen in the series.
Written and drawn by Masashi Kishimoto. Talking about moronic and it's on the page, yo.
Legitimately. There are times where he is helpful. Even if you can point to one time, that is one time that he's helpful. Even if you go, he's doing it for his own purposes. He's still doing it to live.
If it was just like, well, even if you die, Naruto, why would I care? Because I respawn anyway. Then let him die.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't? What happened then? What happened? And you know what? It would be better if Naruto died because the next person he goes to would not have the same seal. So he could take over that body easier. Whoops.
hatred would be very moronic and extremely far from the truth. Also, one of the actual reasons Kurama ended up liking Naruto later on in the story was because he did admire Naruto's hard work, which he himself actually explains in the story. Kurama says there were countless times where he actually expected Naruto to lose, or the situation was so one-sided that he should give up, and Naruto never once did. Kurama even foreshadows and starts coming to this conclusion as during the Pain situation, a man who is Naruto's seemingly philosophical opposite, he was so disgusted by Pain's hopelessness and change of heart / desires that he actually agreed and wanted to genuinely help Naruto stop him. Hence the first Biju Sage transformation we ever see in the struggle against Nagato, where Kurama highlights later to Naruto that he actually allowed the Sage and his own chakra to mix.
Okay, so then why did he try to take him over when Hinata died? If he's so willing to just help Naruto, why did he try to take him over when Hinata died?
Like they were able to do later on during the war. This did show that Kurama was slowly over time sympathizing with Naruto and his will to never give up. Before this, however,
So,
Yeah.
what does this have to do with anything? He was still blessed with his power.
Yes. And he's still, when you think about it, treating Kurama like a tool because he goes, if you don't want to die, give me your chakra. He chains him down and goes, I'm just going to siphon your chakra from you. And to do the Fox chakra mode. He's still treating him like a tool.
Kurama was still a massive and cynical force of nature that let Naruto go berserk on numerous occasions against numerous enemies such as the fight against Haku and Zabuza, Orochimaru, Neji, Gaara, Sasuke, Orochimaru again, and Sasuke again with their multiple encounters in both part 1 and part 2. The entire pain fight where he even entices Naruto due to how rock bottom he is after the Hinata event is the best example that Kurama
So what's with the sympathizing and all of that you were just saying? Because then, literally 20 minutes later, he's like, well, I mixed up my power with yours because I respect you so highly.
event is the best example that Kurama did not give a single fuck.
But he slowly started to... Dude, you're completely contradicting
You
yourself.
said he was slowly starting to, so that means over the years, there are plenty of times where Naruto was going to give up, but he didn't, and that's what endeared Kurama to Naruto. You showed him as a kid fighting another kid. So that indicates that you mean that starting from that point, or a point earlier, that's when Kurama started getting endeared to him. Fix your script. This shouldn't be, what are you doing?
Before what I said prior, and there are also plenty more occasions
Wait, what did he say about saying something prior?
example that Kurama did not give a single fuck before what I said prior.
Before. Okay, wow. So he slowly is starting to endear himself to Naruto. But he doesn't give a single before the end of Pain.
So it was just the pain stuff, and then basically right into the war. It's what? 100 chapters between I hate you, I hate all humans. I'm slowly getting endeared to I love you, Naruto. But if that's the case, why would you show him punching a kid when he's a kid?
There are also plenty more occasions in this series which represent this that I do not need to list. To say that Naruto had everything handed to him is genuinely so goddamn dumb.
Pause.
One thing
Not everything handed to him.
He had a tremendous pull of chakra, which is the only reason he's any good. Because he's not good at studying. He's not great at chakra control. Though you could say that Jin Cherokee is messing with it. But okay, we'll take that away. He's not good at taijutsu. He's not good at in genjutsu.
He's not good at cooperation.
So what are we talking about? The only reason he's amazing is because of the fox.
He's got no technique because I think it was when they were trying to learn the water thing. They just go when Sakura does it. When Sakura does like a transformation, she puts in the exact amount of chakra. Sasuke puts a little bit more, and Naruto just pumps as much as he can until it works. And he does that. He doesn't need to learn how to properly do it because he could just boom. He doesn't need to learn. Oh man, I need to conserve my chakra for the Rasengan, so I can't make a clone because everybody else will be like, that's a large chunk of my chakra gone. So he goes, I'm not going to learn the proper way to do this. I'm just going to use my advantages to do this an easy way. Because of the fox.
Naruto is playing on casual mode while everybody else is on normal.
Yes. He's so strong, he doesn't have to think. Exactly. It's just,
Here comes the clones.
I'm just going to pump my chakra into this. Before the Rasengan, what did he have? Just his clones. That was it. At least Sasuke had a fireball jutsu. But he just, I'm going to pump clones into this and punch until they fall down. Oh, I guess he had the frog as well.
a lot of you all seem to also forget is that Naruto was actually very talented and did work hard throughout the story, regardless of the Nine Tails being inside of him. We can assume he got this from Minato, his father, who was insanely...
Explain.
Please explain.
You gotta explain.
Please.
Don't go into how he got it.
explain what it is.
And we don't know anything about Minato. Well, we might know something about Minato. There might be some like flashback filler that I don't know personally.
Or some Naruto, the yellow book.
Yeah. But as far as what I know, canon manga stuff, we don't know too much about Minato's past because we don't know anything about the Namikaze clan.
Talented as a ninja when he was a kid and had an insane knack for creating jutsu. Although
Naruto created 0 jutsus.
He combined the wind with the Rasengan, which Kakashi was like, yo, this is very hard to do. I can't do lightning and Rasengan, but then he does it because of his 1,000 clones learning at 1,000 times the speed of anybody else. Minato could not do that in his lifetime. He was the originator of the Rasengan, but he could not add any kind of nature to it. But Naruto can because he can 1,000 times learn faster than anybody. Yes, he had to work hard learning it actually, but he has the ability to do so because of the Fox Chakra and everything.
Some of the water stuff and clones are stunned by the fox. If it wasn't there, he would be average. The fox helps, but basic stuff requires more work. I don't know if he would be average. That's my point. Because his chakra control is so f***ed up. And again, that could be because of the fact that he's just dumping loads of chakra into his feet to try to walk up things.
He doesn't have to learn. Nobody sat him down and just like, hey, here's proper chakra control, because he doesn't need it. It's just, here's how to walk on water. You just got to properly do that. But nobody taught him, like, hey, you don't need to dump all that.
What was he in school for? Because, again, he failed his ninja exams a couple times. So what was he in school for?
He can't be a hard worker and not learn anything. He can't do a basic clone jutsu. He can't do a basic transformation.
And again,
sexy one.
Again, yeah, that's what he created. Sexy jutsu, which is just a runoff of regular cloning. Again, you could say the fox is messing with all of that. But again, we have no indication of how he would be Sans fox in terms of chakra control and all of that. Because from what we understand, he's just very stupid.
And what changed between the first classroom of him going make a basic clone and him reading a scroll and learning it? What did the fox have to do with that?
Yeah, how did he learn the shadow jutsu in like an hour?
Naruto is good at modifying jutsu. That's a good point. Because he does have the Rasen Sharingan, and then he does have like a bunch of lava release shurikens and all that crap.
It's terrible in school, kind of like how most are when they don't have anyone at home to push them to do better and don't care about them getting good grades. Naruto in part 1 was only 12 years old through 13 and was dealing with depression as a child alongside this loneliness, which would also directly correlate his lack of caring for schooling, eating ramen alone, which he himself actually says is his favorite pastime, and we are also shown that his fridge is...
Okay, but you can look at it like Sasuke. He's alone. I don't know about his depression level, but he has a goal to kill somebody, and Naruto also has a goal to become Hokage. Why is Sasuke so good at things and Naruto isn't?
Fox Chakra gotta just be messing with so much of this stuff. But then, hold on, I gotta stop you there. Because we just saw the report card, and what was Taijutsu?
Lack of caring for schooling, eating ramen alone.
I need to see what Taijutsu was. B. So the one thing that isn't about chakra, he's fairly okay at. You know what, Jay? You might be right. Maybe if he was maybe if he might be a CB student. If in Taijutsu he's getting a B. Mm-hmm. But how even a?
But I'm my question still stands. Mm-hmm. Of he in the classroom they said make a clone and he could not. And then later he was able to make 1,000 of them. What changed?
But it's a different thing. I think cloning is more about molding your chakra, whereas shadow clones is about dumping your chakra.
No, it was a shadow clone that he had to make.
No. It was a regular clone.
Okay, yeah. So, what? Wait, molding versus...
Yeah, because Naruto is very poor at molding his chakra. That's why he can't walk up the tree and stuff.
But... what do you mean molding chakra? You could say that creating a shadow clone is molding your chakra.
I think it's more like, let's say, water. For for regular clones, it's like putting it into a mold of like an ice cube or something. Whereas for shadow clone, it's just pouring down the drain.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's the only thing I can think. I think it doesn't
Okay,
matter.
what is a clone versus a shadow clone?
A regular clone
Yeah.
versus I couldn't tell you.
So how do we know what does it mean to
I'm
make
only
one?
going what I believe to be the
We
case.
don't know what it means to make either of them.
But here's the question. Why was he suddenly able to mold Chakra? Why was he able to walk up the tree and all that extra stuff?
Because he was told.
But he was told for him.
Yes, exactly. What is the difference between him being told in the class, like what? You can say that, yeah, it was sort of like one-on-one teaching, but like a classroom is a classroom. Other people are able to get it. He's just not getting it. Does he need remedial studies or what? I don't understand why he can't do it other than when he does do it because he tries hard enough and gets up the tree.
Yeah, I don't know why he wasn't able to do the original clone. And then he walked up the tree, walked on the water, and he could mold his chakra to do all of that crap. Which was, 2 months after he became a ninja, a guinea? Like, what changed in the years before that you couldn't learn that stuff? Jay, the scroll was a better version of Shadow Clone, but it's forbidden because the clones are better and last longer and take more hits and anyone can learn it. So I would assume it's just too much chakra into it.
But some of them
Naruto
just get dissipated with a single hit.
Naruto can split more than he can mold.
And why is he able to learn and do that as opposed to a normal clone? If that's a forbidden one.
I thought Naruto clones had actual weight to them or some nonsense like that. I think regular shadow clones are just like distractions more than a corporal thing.
Regular clones, you mean?
Yeah, whatever. Shadow clones split chakra. Regular clones are just molding, I guess. More guesswork. Shadow clones are like pouring water into separate cups. Kakashi can make only like 4 shadow clones. How? He's in Kakashi.
Yeah, the Wikipedia says that it just contains the multi-shadow clone jutsu. Let me go into that. It's just this technique is a larger scale version of the standard shadow clone jutsu. There's no real difference beyond between them beyond the number of shadow clones being created.
Oh, wow.
Creating even a single shadow clone will require half a user's chakra.
So if Naruto's creating 20, he's literally just dumping loads of chakra into it.
So that's why it's... Because if you do a multi-shadow clone,
Yeah.
you're down to like 1/100th of your chakra pool. And
With
by that
4
time,
clones.
a leaf could kill you. So it's not...
But it doesn't matter for Naruto because he can just
Yes.
pour it in non-stop.
So it's not a stronger or more sturdy version. It's just more. In which case, why was he able to do it then versus,
Why was he able to do multiple as opposed to a singular? Yeah, I don't know now because I always thought they were different, but it sounds like they're just the same. One just is more than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to think that, like, it doesn't take half your chakra. Let's say if you have 100 chakra, the shadow clone jutsu will always take 50 chakra from you.
Okay.
And
So
that can't be true because... Yeah, it can't be true because then you can't make 2 shadow clones. And Hiruzen did that against Oro. So it would have to be that it takes half and then you're down to 50%, then it takes another half and then you're down to 20%. But that doesn't make any sense because Naruto, he can make so many clones and like in the final fight, he fought for like 2 days just pumping chakra and then had enough chakra to give all of the members 3 times Kakashi chakra with a single touch. So I don't know like what it does. It says it takes half, but that doesn't make sense because no matter what, it would take half from Naruto. So even if he had 1,000,000, one clone he'd be down to 500,000. Another clone he'd be down. So if he's making 1,000, that's still cutting him down to such a degree that he's just like he's useless.
So that would have to be that whenever he does shadow clones, he's got to be pulling from his fox. Because if he's just taking the fox's chakra to do shadow clone, he's not taking his own pool.
Do we know how chakra can replenish? Is it just
I think it's just a stamina thing.
Okay.
Other guy, your math is incorrect.
Is it? 1 million cut in half is 500,000?
Yeah, but then you would be like 20, which is not another half. It would be 250.
I didn't go further than that.
Oh no!
I said 100 and then cut that in half is 50, and now you have 50 and cut that in half is 25.
I don't remember the 25.
I said 25. Go run it back. Run it back. Don't run it back. I said it though. I did.
Would also directly correlate his lack of caring for schooling, eating ramen alone, which he himself actually says is his favorite pastime, and we are also shown that his fridge is full of off milk, which isn't a very nice sight to see.
Okay, so why isn't somebody taking care of him?
Why is nobody checking in on him? Why is nobody checking to see if he's got his nutrition? Why is nobody checking to see if he's got any plans to overthrow the village? And he's just pretending to be bad and lazy. Nobody until the series starts. When did Erika and him start
Hanging out?
buddy?
Not a clue.
All right.
Also, the direct reason Hinata even liked Naruto in the first place was because she could see his depression, but she also seen that he would never give up, regardless of the circumstances. When Naruto tried to learn new techniques,
Nobody else saw that? Nobody else was empathetic enough? Are you telling me that
Wow,
Shika...
Konoha sucks.
Are you telling me that child Shika is such... Not Shika. Shika doesn't care.
Choji?
Choji.
Who was
Choji
also
knows
super sad.
how it feels to be made fun of. And he never reached out to him unless he did, in which case Naruto is no longer alone. Are you telling me that child Rock Lee, who knows what it's like... How great would it have been if it was like, yeah, that dude was my training partner since he's got a B in taijutsu. So we're just expected to believe that nobody was empathetic for Naruto because of their parentage. Why was Hinata able to get past her parentage bias in order to start seeing Naruto for who he is, and not a single other person, unless you say other people did, in which case he is no longer alone? Which are we going with? Are all of Konoha absolute trash except for Hinata? Or did he have friends and the narrative is broken? Because if Lee is a year older.
So is Neji. Even though Naruto failed the class like 3
he
times.
formed a friendship with Konohamaru on the basis of nobody is seeing me for who I really am. They're seeing me for the fox or for being the grandson of the Hokage, and he is many years younger. I guess that's really not an excuse. Erika took him under his wing.
techniques and really wanted to do something, he learned them very quickly because when he put his mind to something, he knew that he could do it because that...
Okay, he wanted to become a Genin, and he failed multiple times.
What did he put his mind to before the sexy jutsu? Is that literally it? What else did he put his mind to before the start of Naruto? Because he goes out and sees Sasuke doing the flippy shuriken thing, and then he tries it and he fails.
And then I guess he just gave up.
I guess. Or maybe he didn't because he got to be in taijutsu.
was his ninja way. The multi-shadow clone jutsu is the best example because this was a forbidden jutsu, yet Naruto...
Look at this! Dude, that's at least 70!
So, frame for episode 1, he's taught a forbidden jutsu that... Is there anybody else in the series that can do this?
Yeah, remember Kiba was like, Naruto, don't think you're the only one that can do this.
Multi, I mean.
Oh, Kakashi? He could do 4.
I'm talking about to this level.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Never.
So he's the
Never.
only person that can do this forbidden technique that we know of, that we see.
Mm-hmm.
Frame 1. How is he an underdog if he's got a forbidden technique under his... I'm looking at the...
How was Naruto in a class with kids his own age if he failed 3 times? They
Shut
failed
up.
They
Shut up.
failed as well.
Shut up. He took them classes early.
Choji and Shika were kicking the injured, sleeping Naruto in the shooting exam, so I'd say his friends he made in the Ninja Academy was actually a retcon. I believe it was a retcon too. I think it's weird when they make Naruto an outcast, but they show scenes where Shika and Choji were acting friendly with him. Remember when it was retcon that Naruto and the Retrieval Squad hung out in detention?
It's terrible.
Legit.
And once they see him, you lazy like me. Oh, you like to eat like me. But you. You are a person. You are beyond the Fox stuff. You're beyond what my parents told me. My parents being pieces of crap, apparently. But you're beyond that. But I'm never going to talk to you again. Which is it?
Only Jinchuriki can do this level. I wonder this all the time. How was he in the same class as Sasuke if Sasuke was elite? I think ninja training has an age range you can start from, and Naruto started early. Rock Lee failed a bunch of times too.
For the multi-shadow clone jutsu, it says that 3 filler people can use it.
I don't care about them.
And Kakashi apparently can use it.
I thought so.
So Kakashi has enough chakra to do that, but he can't activate his Sharingan for more than 5 minutes. Oh wait, actually he can.
Well, after he got laid out for a week or two,
that builds up his chakra.
The first time, yep, it was just like a Zenkai boost.
Okay, so up until this time, has he only just been like Sharingan and then deactivated it?
How do you build your chakra?
Learned it in a single day, then mastered it quite quickly and was able to incorporate it into
Mastered it. Pause. He's never had an issue with the multi-shadow clone jutsu because he read it in the scroll under duress. Under the village looking for him and under Mizuki looking for him. And he's never had a single issue with it. This is an issue. And then later, he is able to make clones that make clones. This is also an issue. There was a time where there was this whole big old 20, 30 chapter arc, and it was just in the war, and it was just like, oh, that was just a clone. And the real Naruto was elsewhere. And he was murking fools.
Naruto has a huge pool and stamina is high, which does tie into chakra. You out of breath, that's it, till you not tired. You're just out of breath till you're not. Jiraiya explains that the fox stunts him, but he can use the power easier if empty. I do remember that. This is painful to understand. Chakra muscles. Double tap the guard button to build chakra.
I guess that's man. Chakra dash.
And if it's something he wants to put his mind to, why did it take him so long to walk up the tree if he can understand things quite easily? Because then I think it took them a couple days to do it at least.
Yeah.
Yep, because Kakashi was still laid out. Mm-hmm. So it probably took them roughly that week.
And I understand that the Rasengan is a very difficult technique to use and master. Boruto mastered it. And Naruto never once went, there will be a moment where I cannot make another clone. Let me learn how to do this jutsu. He never did that.
Incorporate it into other jutsu, then used it against almost every other villain that he fought afterwards throughout the story. Naruto also had an unusual knack for taijutsu, as he was able to do well against Neji in the Chunin exam.
Bruh, he got the hands put to him.
He got absolutely handsed.
Until, literally thanks to his second pull of chakra, he got the one punch.
Did he ever touch Neji before this moment?
No.
Outside of that clash?
No.
So what? This was not because of his taijutsu. This was because of luck and trickery. And hard work.
Without the Nine Tails amp, he...
What? What?
For taijutsu, as he was able to do well against Neji in the Chunin exams, even without the Nine Tails amp.
Well, that's
lying. Just straight lying, dude. Because Neji put hands to that boy.
First off, he did not do well against Neji.
He was getting them hands. He was getting to work. Then Neji closed off his chakra nose, and then he went, well, thankfully, I got this fox chakra, so that doesn't matter to me.
So then he was able to clash with the...
Still not do anything against them.
just clash with a big enough explosion. During that explosion, make a shadow clone, which he should not be able to do because his chakra nose was closed off. That clone dissipates. Distraction punch. How did he win without the Fox Chakra? How did he do well without the Fox Chakra?
You need to rewatch that fight, dude. He got worked until that Fox Chakra came out. Worked.
Naruto, Neji basically did give up. He's just like, 2 hits to that's all it took. It would have been better if Neji was just a glass cannon. Like, I developed this spin because us Hyuga are weak constitutionally. We could
Which would make a lot more sense because when he was fighting Hinata, she got hit once and spit up all that
we can work y'all insides, but us taijutsu, like we're not all that good. Our bodies are squishy. That's why the spin is that would have been good. I guess not.
He smacked the shit out of Sasuke in their final fight at the end of part 1, and then in Shippuden, he
Go back.
Nine Tails Amp, he smacked the shit out of
That was
Sasuke in their
following
final
his
fight at the
Nine
end of
Tails
part 1.
Amp. Look at the whiskers. I don't remember the exact fight and how it went, but I'm pretty sure that was right after Nine Tails Amp. And guess what? Once he got that amp, Sasuke was like, I can't see him and I can't react until he got another Tomoe, and then he was able to react. He was able to do that because of the Fox Chakra. That was directly after the Chidori that he was aiming for his heart, and he kind of redirected to his shoulder, which healed. And then he started to put the hands on him with the Fox Chakra, following the Fox healing.
And then in Shippuden, he was casually swapping hands with high tiers all of the time. The fact that as a 16-year-old
with his ninjutsu? Like, what are you talking about?
Naruto knew how to make the Rasengan without the clones, but it's not as fast to make it because he struggles with the rotation being fast, where the clone speeds it up and makes it less time consuming. Has he? I'm gonna need
He did do it when he had the Fox Chakra. He didn't need a clone against Sasuke.
Sure, but that was the Fox Chakra. That's an extenuating circumstance.
But what I'm saying is, he has the ability to make it. It just makes it quicker with the clone.
But he held out his hand and did it.
Which one? What do you mean?
Again with the Fox.
Yeah.
That was fairly quick, as opposed to scratch.
Yeah.
So
maybe the chakra, the just pool of chakra being poured into his arm, helped with the rotation.
So what is that different than any other time?
He's using less chakra, I guess.
Why not put more chakra into it?
Huh? What?
old boy, he was able to go hand to hand with Obito, Madara, Pain, and 2 Raikage is absolutely insane. It's genuinely
and by either the Fox Chakra or the Sage Mode, which he can gather because he can make clones because of the Fox Chakra.
On top of that, a lot of those times he had clones. It wasn't just Naruto sitting there putting hands with the Raikage. It was his clones helping him out.
He's not doing this in base. And I see how you didn't show the footage.
so goddamn impressive, and it's actually a bit of a letdown that people don't give Naruto credit for these feats. Alongside this, he mastered the Toad Sage Mode, whereas Jiraiya didn't, and he was around...
That's a problem that he did. Why was Jiraiya not able to? We have to ask ourselves that. What made him and Minato so good that they were able to do it? Was it Minato? I think Minato could do it. I'm pretty sure Minato could do it.
More likely.
Who knows? I know he could do the I think I remember him going, my Sage Mode isn't all that good, and he just did it. Let's say for the sake of argument, he can do it. But what makes him able to do it, and Jiraiya needing the mind power on his shoulders?
50 years old, yet Naruto was 16 at the time when he mastered it. He also then used...
Why? Oh, wow. Naruto can do it real good that somebody else couldn't. I guess we clap for Naruto.
it to help master the Rasen Shuriken, which Kakashi says the original Rasengan in itself is already hard enough to master, and neither Jiraiya nor Minato did anything.
Hey, Naruto does a lot of good things. What is the point?
Yes.
Because remember, this all stems from the Rock Lee thing. So what is your point here of showing how good Naruto is? And Naruto's very good at jutsus. Naruto's very good at taijutsu.
And he's able to, within 2 years of learning the technique, able to modify it in a way that neither Minato...
Sir, wrong! Because he took, what, a couple weeks, months to modify it?
No, within learning the Rasengan, I meant. Within, he was able to modify it.
What I'm saying is, within learning about elemental chakra...
Yeah. I'm talking about purely learning the Rasengan to the point that he was able to modify it. 2 years. Kakashi knew it, presumably from when he was a child, because Minato would have to teach him it. And he was not able to do it. Minato, the inventor of it, was not able to do it. Jiraiya, Asanin, was not able to do it.
Because he can get 60 years of training in day.
Absolutely. Because of the Fox Chakra. He is leaving this out.
Like that with the jutsu itself. All they did, however, was implement the actual Rasengan with other jutsu, like Jiraiya with his massive Rasengan's Sage Mode, and Minato, who used it to neg people with the Flying Thunder God technique. Thanks to Kakashi finally training Naruto for once, Naruto was able to get a small push where he learned what his nature type was, and from there he was able to create the Rasen Shuriken and later on master Sage Mode when he was training with the Toad Sages. To be fair, by the way, guys, this isn't even a talent thing, but actual hard work.
Pause. He is able to gather nature energy with a clone while he is fighting, and then the moment that he needs it, he can activate it. Yes, he had to learn it, but he is still given the advantage of just having a pool of sage energy that he does not need to focus on, that he can just retrieve.
Here's the thing. Everybody in the series of beginnings that we've seen works hard, but Naruto has a way to work harder for nothing extra. Because every day that he trains, if he just does a shadow clone for the day, it's 2 days for somebody else. If he does 5 shadow clones, it's 5 days for somebody else. If he does 20, it's 20 for somebody else. So if he's doing 50 shadow clones, it will take a person a month and a half to do what he did in a day. We saw Sasuke working hard. We saw Neji working hard. These geniuses. We're not saying Naruto doesn't work hard. But Lee works harder. Because he has less. To just
he has to work
that
harder.
level. And Naruto works hard with an advantage that other people do not
Simply
get.
do not have.
He can do a lifetime of training in a week. If he pours enough chakra into it.
And guess what? If you do 2 shadow clone jutsus, your chakra is cut down significantly. And that's gonna lessen your training if you're a normal person. If you do that and you shika, what can you do? 1 more shadow possession? How you training that up?
Dude, Naruto could be so smart because he can go, all right, these 10 clones are going through the library and reading and getting jutsu and learning how to create jutsus and all this. And these 10 are building our chakra and blah, 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 blah.
These 10 are learning how to cook. These 10 are social skills. These 5 are missions for money. But no.
Hey, that would be kind of cool if he was just like, the boss, like a CEO of a clone company.
Yeah, you could just rent out a Naruto. That's a lot of money.
That would be interesting. Is anybody else buffering? Let's see. I can go through my app.
Boy, Gavin and One Smarter just having their own little war.
Alright guys, so I'm going to need you all to take a seat now because I'm going to be giving you a bit of a teaching lesson on the difference between Rock Lee and Naruto when it comes to their struggles throughout this series of Naruto. So let's start off with Mr. Rock Lee. Let's take a look at the negatives. No ninjutsu. Alright, that's pretty tough. Let's take a look at the positives.
Pause! No support from anybody, being made fun of. We don't know anything about his parentage. We don't know if they support his ability or choice to be a ninja. We can't imagine that because it had to be Guy that he leaned on. But no matter what, he doesn't have the support of his parents because he cried to somebody who finally believed in him. He's in a world of monsters and he can't do anything.
And also no genjutsu. Because you just mentioned ninjutsu.
His abilities to his absolute limit can and will kill him. That's not just it. There's so many. He's constantly in the mindset of like genius versus hard work. And this dude is a genius and he's murking everybody. I can't do anything against him. Sans Gate, maybe. Who knows? We never got to see it, so we don't know. So there's so many more negatives. That's very disingenuous. I did not like that. That's clearly just go, and he's gonna go, no parents. Fox always hounded him. He's gonna give so many negatives for Naruto and just completely brush over that for Lee. No, that's trash.
Okay, here's the thing. Naruto's negatives could eventually become a positive with the Fox thing messing with his own chakra, because eventually he does start pulling from that chakra too. So that's a plus eventually. Lee's ninjutsu and genjutsu, lack of them, are never a positive.
He can never have anything but an F in that study area. He became a ninja, a genin, without even having the ability to do ninja stuff. Espionage, clones, transformation, and substitute. He can't substitute.
He can't do a substitute jutsu. He just gotta take that.
Man.
The powerful forbidden taijutsu that can take on...
Hey, anybody can learn this technique.
Anybody, if you work hard enough. And guess what? He had to.
He had nothing else. So I gotta do something that's gonna put me on this level.
I kick that tree to build up my muscles. I hold these weights to build up my muscle. Guess what? At a certain point, that ain't enough. Without the gates, it would have been an easy GG against Gata.
Even with the gates, he couldn't beat Gata. Gata walked away smooth as... Lee is broken now. What is this?
Master the technique. And that can put him on par with Sage Madara. Is it that the jutsu itself can put him on par with Sage Madara? Or is it the fact that Guy was so accomplished that he could do that? Is it just that any 3-year-old can become as on par with Madara? Or is it that Guy was just that much more amazing? And also, Sage Madara was playing with them. He goes, oh, this is so much fun. And he also had help from Gata, from Lee, from Kakashi, from Minato. I don't think Kakashi was there. It was definitely Minato. You're completely glossing over this. He was not hard on par with them. And guess what? If he was on par with them, he would have kicked them and they both would have been disintegrated. Madara hopped up and was like, yo, that was fun. Is that all? He was not on par with them at all. He was playing with them. He was having fun because, yo, this is the hypest taijutsu that I done ever seen. He was baby moding them. Didn't use the limbo clone. Didn't use the Susanoo. Had help. He was not on par with them. And that technique kills you.
On top of that, did Lee master it?
Did Lee master it? I think he did. I think when Guy was just like, okay, it's time to break out the gates, and Lee was like, me too. And he's like, no, you gotta bloom later.
But did he
was
know?
it mastered, or does he just know it?
Does he even know how to
do
do the
you
8?
learn the Gate of Death? Is it just poking your
how
heart?
do you practice this?
Whatever, doesn't matter. Do we see anyone other than Lee and Guy use the gate? I know others can. Kakashi does once.
Yes.
When he's falling down the mountain, he used like the strength unlock one. Kakashi can. Might Die can. His dad. I think that's it.
I think that's all we've ever seen. And
Sakura would be broken.
Yeah, Sakura would be. Dude, imagine Sakura with the gates. Lee knows how he never mastered it. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So he just doesn't master it, so Clyde is just either lying or remembering it.
Dude, imagine Sakura with that speed.
She'd be busted. Legitimately.
And then she could just heal herself if something...
There's also the Gate of Healing, so they can heal them that way. Oh yeah, even if it's just like the 4th or 5th one.
Jutsu that can take on Ten Tails Madara when it's actually mastered. That's pretty impressive.
Take on, and then he was like, yo, that was some fun. Yo, I can take on in LeBron James.
gonna get 21 and old. But hey, guess what? I had that ball and I dribbled once or twice.
Bro, it was 21-3. But I got that 3. I was on par.
Madara got up after the night died. Guy's leg was shattered even after Kakashi healed him. Even after, I'm sure, Tsunade and Sakura and all the ninja medical people tried. He was disintegrating on the floor and Madara was standing up after the biggest hit that it was a huge hit that Madara took. He stood up and that move and the gates killed Guy. How is he on par with Guy?
This is like saying the Dark Knight Returns Batman was on par with Superman. Because that's not how it works. He did everything and Clark was just like, yo, can we talk, please?
The gates really, the ones that don't harm you, the ones that are just like, open it up for a little bit, and then you get your muscles for times of...
It might tear your muscles, but you can...
Yeah, and you
come
can
back
heal
from
that later, and then the healing. They should have at least learned 3 basic ones. There's
no reason that Jonin don't all know at least 3.
Give Sakura 5 gates and nothing before... Legitimately. Once she got her strength and some sort of... It's over. And why aren't people like wearing the weights as well? I understand that's an incremental thing, but that speed is amazing.
Guy would have died if Naruto didn't heal him.
Absolutely. He would have absolutely died. But and even after the healing, his leg is still shattered such that he's still in a wheelchair. He could not heal from that. He is not on par with him.
Madara did say he almost died. I don't remember.
But that's following so much help. That's following basically him standing there. That's following him not using the Susanoo, not using his Mangekyo ability. He basically allowed himself to get hit.
It would be like letting a boxer letting some like 15-year-old up and comer do it, some old boxer, and then he gets hit in the chest and his heart is just like, whoa, that was a palpitation. Hold up.
Yeah. He can say that he almost died, but he did not use everything to his advantage to survive.
And then he survived.
He also survived. He stood up and went, yo, hype. That was hype.
Let's do it again.
And Guy was disintegrating.
Insane levels of motivation and compassion from the strongest taijutsu user that's ever lived in the series.
Pause. Okay, so motivation, and he's being taught by the strongest taijutsu master that ever lived. So was 10-10. What was her taijutsu level at? So was
Neji.
And so was Neji. And he said there's gentle fist and there's strong fist. They do the gentle fist.
And this is confirmed by Madara.
It's not just the fact that he learned from him. Him being a teacher is not a positive.
Yes.
Or the positive that you make it out to be.
It's a positive for Lee because he gets to learn from one of the greatest taijutsu people in history. That's the positive for Lee.
But he's not, that taijutsu master is not teaching others what he is being taught.
Taijutsu user that's ever lived in the series, and this is confirmed by Madara himself.
No, that's the only one that Madara has faced that has been that strong. Doesn't mean he is the strongest, just the strongest I know. One Piece is the greatest manga to me that I know, but I haven't read every manga. Maybe there's something better out there. Means nothing.
Teammates that genuinely push and are willing to...
All of Naruto's teachers other than Iruka are exactly. He has Kakashi is amazing, legendary. Sanin, he goes up to the in Toad Mountain. Who else is going up there? He's gotten all these advantages
of teachers. And Lee just still got Guy.
Why didn't they? Hashirama cells, whatever. They do what they're supposed to when they need to.
Neji didn't support him with the next one.
Madara himself. Teammates that genuinely push and are willing to help and support him.
Pause. Wasn't 10-10 like,
you can never beat
stay
Neji.
down. You'll never make it, Lee. Why don't you just give up right now?
You're fully a fool.
5 ALX points if you get that reference. But yeah, what supportive teammates? You got guys that support you.
Neji was like, "Okay, Lee, we'll do it, but you know what the results are." And Tenten was like, "Why do you keep doing this, Lee? You are never going to beat Neji. He is a genius, and you trash."
What other interactions did we see with Lee and Tenten? This is a lie.
Tenten has like 20 lines in the whole of Naruto,
It's
and
ridiculous.
one of them is putting down Lee.
Tenten has no character. Yeah, that sucks. I like Tenten. All of Naruto's teachers are the baddest dudes ever. Absolutely. It was just like, yo, there's Ibuki. He kind of sucks. But then there's one of the legendary 3 Sannin that just pops into the village right in front of me at this very moment.
Naruto learns other technique. Lee gets the Lotus and Gates. That's it. Sasuke feeds Naruto. Tenten says quit.
Legit!
Yeah, Sasuke was straight like, "Is that it? Is that all you got? You weak." And Naruto's like, "I'm not weak, let's go." Whereas Tenten was like, "Yo, stop. You never gonna be this good."
When he went, yo, I want to be a great ninja, even though I can't do ninjutsu and genjutsu when they were in front of Lee. I mean, when they were in front of Guy, Tenten was like, ugh. Come on now. This is farce.
Tenten is completely embarrassed by Lee. Tenten saw Lee, talks up Neji, and says Sasuke is hot, like every other female under 20 years of age in the series.
Yeah. She tried against Tiwari, though. I like that. She's fun to play in the games.
Who simply said he'd never surpass him. Okay, now let's...
Wait, what? What was your excuse there?
And are willing to help and support him. Even Neji, who simply said he'd never surpass him. Okay, now let's take a look at Naruto Uzumaki. Well, the positives, he has a lot of physical potential. Strong shinobi like Jiraiya only start looking after him almost 15 years after he was borderline suicidal as a child. Pretty good positive.
And now we have to ask, why was he a borderline suicidal as a child? Because he's alone. Why was he alone? Because he has the fox within him. Why is nobody taking care of him? Because he has the fox within him. That's circular. It's terrible. He should not have been alone. I'm so sick of this. Yes, he gets good teachers. Why were there not other teachers? And trying to foster this potential great benefit to this village.
What about the teacher of Erika who was always taking him out for ramen and all of that and supporting him? Even if he wasn't passing classes. Oh.
Pretty good positives. Let's take a look at the negatives
Pause.
compared to...
Oh, that's just the end of the
Wow! No Uzumaki chakra that is elating with him.
No prestige of being related to all previous Hokage save for Kakashi.
No positive of being the reincarnation. That's it? So you think Lee has more positives than Naruto? My guy! And you think Naruto has more negatives than Lee? The Fox chakra messes with Naruto's chakra. Lee has no chakra!
He's starting from 0. At least you can mold chakra.
Wow, it sure is nice to have chakra.
Oh, that looks fun.
Dang, you could create a clone?
Wow, you're amazing. And it's just sitting there flopping on the floor.
Yo, you were right there and now a tree stump is there. That's godlike.
I can't believe he cannot do the substitution. Maybe he can. Maybe it doesn't take chakra. Maybe it's just like he's moving so
Then why isn't everybody doing it?
But yeah, glance all Nubert, yes. What about his positive never give up attitude? What about his amazing healing abilities? What about his separate pool of chakra that allows him to do things that other people cannot do? What about his ability to learn 1,000 times faster than anybody else? What about his ability to make 2,000 of himself that can barrage people with a technique that will kill people with a single attack at a cellular level? What about the ability to create that technique with his thousands of clones? My goodness.
Rock Lee, okay? We have a juicy old, his source of power wants to possess and mind crush him at all times throughout the story.
Wow, but he has that source of power.
Yes, he has the ability to do it.
It's the same for Yuji and Jujutsu Kaisen. Can he still not use that power though?
Does he still not use it to its advantage? It's a positive and a negative. It's a neutral leaning towards positive. If
For
anything.
Naruto, not for Yuji. Yuji
Yeah.
big leaning
Yeah.
towards negative.
Nobody likes or supports him throughout the village.
Okay, Erika did just like Guy did, and him and Lee are in the same situation there because nobody likes Lee and makes fun of him constantly.
Why didn't the
And
third?
Hinata likes him,
Why doesn't the third
and
like him?
Saratobi likes him.
Why doesn't the third protect
You said
him?
these two
He
two
did.
people
He-
like him.
He did say that. I was
I'm
just
pretty
wondering.
sure Kakashi's just neutral on the kid, if not leaning towards like.
We saw those 2 scenes, 3 or 4 scenes of them hanging out as a kid.
Extremely depressed as a child.
Pause. You already said the suicidal thing, so that whatever.
As a child, teammates look down on Naruto and are
Whoa, and Lee's don't.
And
Where
Lee
Tenzin
goes,
is like, stay down. If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
Goodness, Tantana. Man, harsh.
No, I'm sick of this.
He can't be a ninja. Don't hold me back.
Why are we entertaining this?
Legitimately.
So, no. Teammates are the cause of happiness and sadness. Same for Lee. Lee has a goal in Neji, but he's also very sad that he can never be that.
And Tenten exists.
And yes, how is this a negative?
How is this a negative that it causes happiness? Everything, what friend group doesn't cause happiness and sadness?
Friends make him happy and they make him sad. But that's a negative? When he had no friends to begin with? What are you talking about?
Chill out, Nami. That's a little premature. You know, he could pull this back. He got 9 minutes.
constantly either making him more happy or extremely depressed. He has no parents.
Lee's parents.
What are
we
Lee's
know
parents?
nothing of Lee's parents. We know nothing of the Lee clan. There are 2 confirmed members, him and his son. We know, why is this not a negative for him? Because he gets no support from his family. Come on now.
They're like, don't believe in you.
Motivation to grow stronger is very limited.
Motivation to grow stronger is limited.
So this is his problem. If he doesn't want to grow stronger, that's his own negative that he needs to go through. And wait a second. When is it? You said he was hardworking. So
Yeah.
was he hardworking at the beginning of the series and not a single point above that? Because there are scenes of him doing sit-ups and doing like a meditative pose in his room.
Yeah, so if he's hardworking, what is he working towards if the motivation is not to get stronger?
I want to be the Hokage, but I don't want to get stronger. The Hokage is the strongest person in the village. This is said by Naruto. But he doesn't want to, he has no motivation to get stronger?
He has no parents. Motivation to grow stronger is very limited because he has nobody to push him. He is
So Neji pushes Lee, but Sasuke doesn't push Naruto.
I was just about to
Cool.
say, the second
Cool.
he locks eyes with Sasuke and they kiss, and it's like that's a rivalry thing, and he then wants to be better than him. If you're talking about between the ages of 0 and 12, sure. No, you can't even say that because, like I said, he saw Sasuke doing the shuriken thing, and then he tried to do it.
Didn't they also have a taijutsu
They
thing
absolutely
where Sasuke beat
did.
him and everybody was like, haha, Naruto?
They absolutely. So he did have that motivation. This, you can't say this stuff with a straight face. These are lies. Sasuke don't exist.
I love how people are always like, you guys are morons and dead idiots and stuff, but then they just outright lie and misinform.
This is just a lie. This is just, you legitimately just went, Lee has 2 negatives. Whatever. He has support
One.
of One negative.
It was just no ninjutsu. Wow, that's a problem.
He has supportive teammates. When and where?
He's destined to fight the strongest people in the shinobi world, aka Pain, Obito, Madara, and even someone like Itachi.
How is that a negative?
How is he?
That he has to fight super strong people eventually?
Isn't that just ninja stuff?
What?
I mean, Konohamaru fought a Pain. Shizune fought a Pain. What are you talking about? Destined to fight? What is?
That's a negative. Why he's got to fight these super strong people?
What about the destiny of having to fight the prodigy of the Hyuga clan? A Jonin while you're a Chunin.
And all of these people want to kill him because the demon, which has been ruining his life since he was a child, is thankfully sealed inside Naruto. Naruto is also destined to fight his best and only...
They didn't fight to the death.
Whoops.
They never killed each other.
Whoops. You could say it's
How's it
destined to
destined
happen,
then?
but it didn't happen. So it's not destined to happen. They fought once in the valley at the end, once when after the 5 Kage summit, and then once at the end. All them times nobody died, unless I'm missing something.
Destined to fight his best and only friend to the death.
Naruto have to fight in a fighting series. Legit, oh my goodness, he has to fight the big bads that are somehow connected to either his past or the fact that he has the strongest, half of the strongest fox within him.
And he said his only friend. His best and only friend. Sasuke is Naruto's only friend.
This is the most disingenuous I've probably ever seen.
Destined to
Condensed.
fight his...
Cause C-Bit was bad, but this is just like rapid fires. I got 20 minutes. I'm getting in. I'm lying. I'm getting out.
Hey, I'm not here. Yes, you are, and I'm gone.
Sealed inside Naruto. Naruto is also destined to fight his best and only friend to the death. I will say, Kurama has helped.
He didn't even mention the fact that his chakra molding is hindered by the fox.
Nope.
Which is a legitimate negative.
A legit one. It hinders almost everything he does in life as far as ninjutsu and genjutsu.
I will say, Kurama has helped Naruto a lot, with or without good intention.
I will say, like you're yielding at something. This is a pure and simple fact. An indisputable fact.
But to say Naruto, the same kid who was born without parents, friends, loved ones except 2 people until the age of 13, had Irika Sensei who didn't originally like Naruto, Naruto having to watch all the other kids prosper and be loved by their families while he sat on the sidelines, a boy who was destined to be chased across the earth until the day he died by the Akatsuki, had no one like Might Guy to see that hard work in him and show him compassion. To say that Naruto didn't work his ass off learning techniques, helping people out, show compassion to everyone he encountered, whether they...
Who's saying that Naruto didn't show compassion to people?
Somebody said it, and he's attacking that person. You're wrong, person that I may or may not have made up at this very moment to prove a point.
No one's saying Naruto is lying in his bed and all of a sudden he's amazing. But he has a good starting point that Lee does not have, and he can grow in a way that other people simply can't.
were a villain or just a random Joe Blow, and genuinely wanted to not only save Sasuke from a road filled with despair, but also wanted to lead his village into a new era where he could protect everyone by himself.
No, he wanted acknowledgement.
Yes.
I'm gonna be Hokage because the Hokage is the most acknowledged person in the village.
Oh, he wants to lead his village into a place where everybody can blah, 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 but he doesn't want to get stronger. He doesn't have that motivation. Both can't be true. Unless you're going at one point he doesn't have the motivation, in which case, yes, he doesn't. But guess what? At one point, Lee doesn't have that motivation. Point to both. No, point to just Naruto.
Difference between Naruto and Rock Lee is that Rock Lee didn't have the hardships Naruto had growing up.
Nope, sure didn't. He did not.
Simply didn't.
This is terrible.
And now he's about to say, from what we know.
Naruto had growing up. From what we know as viewers, Rock Lee still had parents and could have lived a relatively normal life.
Where?
Pause. Where
are they? What are they doing?
What?
From what we know, based on what?
Based on what? Show your evidence. He never once says the words parents. Maybe he doesn't. From what I remember, he never once says the word parents. We are never shown them. We are never hinted at them. We are shown Sakura's parents in a movie, and when she's getting dressed one day, it's like, Sakura, there's dinner down here, so at least we see that she has a mom. We never see Lee's place of residence. We never hear anything about the Lee clan.
We don't see a discussion of Lee Tsunade and his parents like, yo, if this happens, Lee's gonna die.
You would think that the parents would be there for such an important conversation. I think that's sufficient enough evidence that they do not exist.
Oh yeah, Rock Lee did have a dad that was a bum.
Rock Lee?
Was it Rock Lee? No, it was Guy.
It was Guy that had
Guy's dad was a bum.
Yeah.
From what we know as viewers, Rock Lee still had parents and could have lived a relatively normal life. He didn't actually...
Once more, most parents in Naruto don't mention their parents unless they're dead. We hear Sakura's mom. She says dinner or whatever. Ino works at a flower shop that's owned by their parents.
And we do see her dad.
We see Kiba's mom.
We see Chochi's father his mom.
We see Shika's parent. We see Shika's dad and mom. They're not dead.
We see Shino's dad.
They're not mentioned, absolutely, but they are shown. There's no reason why Shino's dad was just like, yo, I got that poison. Where was the Lee clan defending the village? Where was Lee's dad just like, you are injured, son, let me protect you from these from the Sound Village that are invading the village?
Or maybe his parents aren't a ninja. Why weren't they at the one of the prelims or with the
cheering them
thing?
on? Something. We get nothing of Lee's parents. That's the difference.
Normal
we
life.
see the Hyugas a lot.
He didn't actually need to be a ninja. Even Tsunade, one of the legends.
But he wanted to. That was his dream.
Mm-hmm.
You're going.
Naruto didn't need to be Hokage.
Naruto didn't need to be a ninja.
He really didn't need to be a ninja.
Nobody needs to be a ninja. This isn't an argument. This dude is going, I'm going to make it even though I'm at such a disadvantage.
Even though I only have one negative to my name, my God, I need to make it. One negative for Lee. Oh my God.
Ninja. Even Tsunade, one of the legendary Sannin, actually states this in the story too. Naruto would have...
So he says that Tsunade says that he doesn't need to be a ninja.
You must quit because you are so injured. I'll move the chat real quick. Oh no, I moved the wrong thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because I had it highlighted.
This is a mess.
It always is. You try to do something good and then it turns out into this.
This is fact checking him.
Because he put it on screen, so it better be what he said.
It better be what he says. His quote was, Tsunade, the legendary ninja, said that he doesn't need to be a ninja.
Okay. If I knew this would happen, I wouldn't have brought him to you. Regardless of his determination, it's better if he quit now. Waiting will only make it harder for him. Inevitably cannot be...
This says nothing about he should not be a ninja. This is he's too injured to continue being a ninja.
All his bones are stuck. So stop being a ninja, otherwise the surgery will kill you. And who does he talk to? Who does she talk to? Kakashi and Guy. Where are his parents?
This is not about he has no ninjutsu. He cannot access his chakra. Therefore, he should not be a ninja. This is he is injured to the point where me with all my medical ninjutsu may kill him trying to heal him. This is not what you said it was. This is a lie. Provably. Let's get it clean. All what he just said.
Sure thing, sir.
That's not even an official translation. That's fine.
actually need to be a ninja. Even Tsunade, one of the legendary Sannin, actually states this in the story too.
Pause.
Naruto would have
Lee does not need to be a ninja. Tsunade states this. Where does she state that he does not need to be a ninja in what you showed to prove your point? Where does she say that?
It's this in the story too. Naruto would have had to become one, especially with the Akatsuki existing in his world.
No, he could have just been protected by stronger people.
Absolutely. What evidence do we have that the grandma Uzumaki was a ninja? She has a nine tail. She was presumably hunted. What evidence do we have for that?
Even though Naruto wanted to become a shinobi, he was destined to fight regardless.
What shinobi isn't destined to fight?
No. He's saying that even if he didn't become a shinobi, he would have had to fight. No, he could have had people around him
to protect him.
Naruto had 4 other individuals in his life by 13 and onward that he genuinely cared for. Jiraiya, Sasuke, Hinata, and Sakura.
He cared for Hinata?
He was fairly positive to her.
He was fairly thumbs up. I would say he cared more for Shika than Hina.
Yeah. I've got no real evidence of him caring about her other than just like, yo, thanks for the ointment. And I guess
good looks.
I think he's counting
Big ups.
the blood fist, I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah, but that was more so just like, you didn't need to go that far. I'm gonna beat you for her.
The argument could be made with Hina.
Yeah, okay, you can make the argument for a bunch of people.
You can't make the argument for Rock Lee and Kiba.
No.
Who likes Rock Lee? Who has people? Who supports Lee?
Original love interest. Throughout the series, we seen Sakura punch him, make fun of him, lie to him, be a pretty much all-round cunt to him. She helped him out in many situations involving her medical ninjutsu, but a lot of these situations, to be fair, could have actually been done by any other random medical ninjas, so to give her a lot of credit would be a bit much.
Wow. Let's take away the credit for Sakura because other people would have did it. So let's take away from the credit of Lee because other people can learn to open the gates.
No,
right?
we're not doing that.
Oh,
No.
okay. Never mind.
No.
Doesn't matter, huh?
Let's take away the credit for Mike Guy because anybody could have supported Lee. If we're just taking away because anybody could be slotted into there, that's not how we do arguments or analysis or anything. Yeah, Sakura slander is going too far.
Be a bit much. From chasing an Uchiha boy based solely on his looks and stature to
Wow, she's a 12-year-old girl going, that's the cool, handsome dude. I want him.
treating Naruto like a joke and putting a
Like everybody else? Until she learned, wow, Naruto's hitting. And now we're friends.
huge
And like, I'm pretty sure it was more than 2 times, Joey, but they were always just like, hey, stop being perverted punch. It wasn't like, hey, I hate you, so I'm going to punch you. It is a joke punch. Those were a lot of big eye joke punch screenshots that he showed. Chill out with the numbers. We're not at the end yet. He can pull it off.
Dude, in 7 minutes?
Yes. He could do it.
Naruto like a joke and putting a huge burden on him. His love interest of the series was also another negative to add to the list of
Wow, she's a negative because she doesn't reciprocate those feelings? It's a positive he didn't get her. Because she's trash.
Yeah.
Not useless, trash.
That's a negative, though.
Okay, same with Lydia.
No.
Because,
That's Sakura, you right.
yes, exact same with Lee.
Crap.
Except she's legit creeped out by him.
You right.
He blew kisses and she did everything in her power to dodge every one of them.
You right.
another negative to add to the list of bullshit that he had to deal with.
STG, she is crap, but not for the reasons that he's given.
Yes. And as far as her uselessness, anybody could have been a medical ninja in that field.
That's a terrible.
That's trash. That's
if
trash.
we're just using the argument of anybody could be in that position, half of Naruto is just done. Naruto the series, not Naruto the character.
We're never gonna get a negative 20 ever.
Just shut up. Calm down.
True. Yeah, it's trash the way she treated him, but she herself is not a two character because she's useless. If you want to say she's a two character, it's because of the things she says and does, not the lack of things she does.
Post that episode where Sasuke was like, "Yo, he's just like me. Chill out on that." When did she ever treat him with hostility? It was mostly just, oh, Naruto says something stupid, wacky joke punch.
Aren't only two people better at medical, both being the people that taught her?
Not anybody could do that.
When he was a kid. Naruto hyperventilates over all the stresses he actually deals with later on in the story, and Sai, who is considered borderline emotionless and kind of psychopathic actually, because he himself bottles up his emotions, which is why he understands Naruto more than the others do, even critiques Sakura for the things that she did to Naruto and almost declares that she has...
I guess it's just a Sakura video now. Cause Sakura!
I guess he's just leading to why she's a negative for Naruto in his life.
Been somewhat psychologically abusing him for the past few years. Now, some may say that Naruto's life actually improved tenfold in Naruto Shippuden, but all he did was bottle everything up, and this in turn leads to the hyperventilating scene. For some people,
he gets back to the village. People are happy to see him. They are waving. They are cheerful. Even Temari is just like, yo, Naruto. Wasn't a smile or a handshake or anything, but she recognized him as an ally. She did not acknowledge him with disgust or disdain. That is a positive. He has better control of his techniques. He has more techniques. These are positives. You are using this one moment to downplay all the good stuff.
Hyperventilation is actually rare. It only occurs as an occasional panicked response to fear, stress, or a phobia.
Is hyperventilation rare? Can he just say that?
No, because even within the series itself, we've seen Hinata hyperventilate when she was against Neji.
You're right. That did happen. No, but I'm just going to say that it's rare with no stats.
Okay, stress, panic, all that crap. You can be stressed out and hyperventilate. Okay, he's completely stressed out, but does that mean he's bottling his emotions? It's just a hit of stress in this moment. He can let out all those emotions, but if he's super stressed out, that doesn't mean he's being bottled up. The hyperventilating scene was entirely about Sasuke being chased and killed by the ninja village.
Yeah, was that when they were just like, look, he's we're done with this. He's got a bounty on his head. Now we're done with this.
Yeah, Konoha ninjas. Kakashi came up to him like, he
kill
dead.
On sight.
He dead.
No talking. Kill on sight. And he just goes, I can't fulfill my promise. My ninja way, and he falls out. I believe he only hyperventilated that one time.
And that was the reason. It was just like, Sasuke, please, no, you guys can't do this.
I can change him.
Person in abusive relationship.
That's basically what this is. Like, yo, he killed a lot of samurai, and he had his Chidori to the throat of 6 different Kage, ready to kill them.
It's over.
It's over. He's aligned himself with what we believe is Madara Uchiha. And
no, please.
Madara's about to start a war.
Please,
we can't. He's a new cheat. We can't do this.
But my friend.
That's his only argument because he's a baby man.
And you talking about this? The reason for this is because of his stress being bottled up. And this video is terrible.
This video is terrible.
But is this not an okie doke?
It kind of is, because he's not really addressing. He's really just addressing the main points of
everybody's argument.
Yeah. But it's a better video than the other one.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
It's a better video because it's a worse video.
That's what it always is.
But this is also another okie doke.
It most certainly is.
Panicked response to fear, stress, or a phobia. For others, this condition occurs as a response to emotional states such as depression, anxiety, or anger. I shouldn't even have to say this, but Naruto even lost his best friend. Someone who at first he never actually got along with, and someone he...
Hey, you know who Lee's best friend was? Neji. And you know what happened to him? He died.
And then what happened with Lee's character? Did he do anything following that? Did he hype up? Did he go,
I don't think we saw him.
There was nothing following that would say anything about his character. If he was grown up and he I don't know how he would pay tribute to Neji. He doesn't really have like a chain or anything. Let's just say Neji got a chain and he was wearing that chain after he was older. That's something. But there was nothing with
what if he the weights he put the Hyuga symbol?
That'd be good.
Instead of the fight and all the stuff on the side, it'd be the Hyuga stuff in Neji.
But yeah, there's no impact.
Kakashi lost both of his best friends. Killed one of them. Straight hand through her chest, B.
Thought one of them was dead, and then he later came back like, yo, I'm the second most evil ninja in the world, and 10 years ago, I tried to kill our sensei, and now I'm gonna try to trap everybody in this infinite Tsukuyomi. That's a lot to deal with.
He ain't hyperventilate. He was just like, gotta get it done.
Neji lost his... Are we just gonna be like, yo, everybody struggled. Everybody lost something. Freaking, basically had to hear her dad get blown up.
It was basically like, you did real good.
Oh, that bomb is a-coming. What I got to say?
No, Dad, please get away. Sorry, can't. Here's my last address to you, kiddo. Keep her up. Keep that kid up, yo.
Boom! Ah, it hurts so bad! I'm dying! I can't disconnect the connection!
Choshi's dad died.
And then was revived. Ashika's dad died. He was in there with them.
Asuma. What's up, yo?
What's up? No, only Naruto struggled.
Naruto lost his best friend, and then at the end of the series, they're best friends again. They're good.
Yep, they're cool.
Neji ain't come back.
Ain't no bringing him back.
Actually kind of disliked. They started off as classmates who bickered together, fought together, trained together, almost died together, and both shared a similar path of pain. One of the only people in the entire village that could actually understand him. Naruto fought until the very end to get Sasuke to come back to the village. From having to almost...
And he did.
Mm-hmm.
And he did.
Without killing
using
him.
part 1 stuff.
Without killing him.
He did.
break every bone in Sasuke's body in their battle at the end of part 1
Pause. What happens when he breaks every bone in his body and drags him back? He is healed and then he leaves again. Unless he's under 24 hours surveillance, in which case he is not living his life to a fullest. He's not being a ninja. What can you do when Naruto is back to the village?
Part 1, to Sasuke wanting to kill Naruto and Team 7 on multiple occasions in the story. He never once gave up on him.
And he got her done.
Yep.
Hey, Lee never gets his income up as of, hey, I get to beat Neji.
He never got to beat Neji. He never got to be like, Neji, I am better than you. And he never got to put his skills to the test against Neji to be like, yo, I still got a long way to go, and that motivates him to be an even better ninja. None of these things
Naruto got
happened for
everything he wanted. And
he got
Lee
the
got
acknowledgement of the village. He got to be the Hokage. He got to
get Sasuke back. Everybody forgives him.
He didn't get Sakura, but he basically gave up on that. Freaking in the very next series, it was just like the end of Naruto, and it was like the next movie was like, yo, but you got Hinata, the person who unconditionally loves you. What did Lee get? Guy's still alive, but he doesn't.
Crippled.
He doesn't live his dream as a ninja. He got a kid.
Very first friend was also one of the many few who had left him. Hinata, on the other hand, Naruto was extremely oblivious to her feelings, which we actually see countless times in the series.
And then she straight up says, I love you. And then later on, when he gets to meet his dad, he goes, hey, is that woman, meaning Sakura, your girlfriend? And Naruto says, yes.
You really hung up on that
Dude,
moment.
it pisses me off to no degree because a woman that says she loves you died protecting you, and then your father comes up and goes, yo, is that your girlfriend? Which is not the girl that said that she loved you and died for you, but an entirely different girl you've been hung up on since a kid. And he goes, well, yeah, kinda. Completely oblivious to Hinata's feelings and just like pissing all over them to go, yeah, Sakura's my girl though. It's disgusting. It literally took Naruto from a 6 to a 2 for me.
It's fine. Not bad.
It's one of the worst things I have ever seen in manga.
Nah, really.
It pisses me off to no degree that someone that could be that callous.
Nah. Naruto's a good character.
And then it's just like, oh, I guess I'll settle for the silver medal in Hinata. The person that actually gives a about me. But I'm still trying to get Sakura. Still. What? Dude, I hate it. I hate it so much.
I understand that. I see that.
I don't. And people are clapping.
Yeah, sure.
People just find it to be a funny moment and not the.
It's endearing.
It's not.
It is.
Who's endeared?
Me. Right here.
Dude, I almost threw my tablet when I saw it. Legitimately almost just like,
What are we doing here? It's useless.
because I like Hinata.
And she's not getting the respect that everybody else was just like, we ain't got nothing. But she went, oh, Pain, you destroyed the village in a single strike. Nobody's helping Naruto. I can and I will.
And I love you. And he doesn't have a conversation with her after the fact. And then he goes, yeah, but that other woman's my girlfriend. Who was it? I can understand if he was already in a relationship and it's just like, yeah, that's my... No! Suck every dick.
That's too many.
Not for Naruto. Because he sucked them all on that page.
One smart a while ago said that not everybody forgave Sasuke. I'd
Yeah.
like to see who.
No. I remember Kiba going, I don't forgive you.
I'm talking about in the future.
Oh, you talking about post-time
Yeah.
skip, final time skip?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody was just, at worst, ambivalent to him, where it's
Yes.
just like, oh, it's Sasuke.
There's nobody that's like, we're not letting that bastard in the village. There's nobody like that. Unless it's in Boruto the anime, in which case I don't care.
You two really get a reaction to these characters in these Japanese comics. Absolutely. We are passionate people, and if something pisses me off, I'm not just gonna be like, well, it's a comic, yo. It's a little thing for a little... No. You!
Don't let them fool you. This is all an act. I've never seen Naruto. I'm just reading the synopsis really, really fast.
I'm
Control
reading...
F. Sasuke. Oh, Sasuke got the Byakugan. That's terrible.
Sharingan. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. I'm just so worked up.
And it's even referred to in the movie. But it was also very clear that he actually did appreciate Hinata as an individual.
Wow. I love you,
appreciate
Naruto.
I appreciate you as an individual. Imagine being a 12th grader and saying that to somebody, could you go to the prom with me? I love you. I appreciate you as an individual. Like, big? You could have just said no.
I love you, Naruto. I know.
Man, okay, who does Naruto not appreciate as an individual?
Good point.
Come on now.
I appreciate you as an individual.
As we are sitting right next to each other.
Holy.
It was also very clear that he actually did appreciate Hinata as an individual, as she had always been very kind to Naruto since they were very young. She had helped him in the written Chunin exams, gave him the ointment as a gift during the actual fighting part of the exams, always tried to talk to him when he was a young boy but wasn't allowed to. Then even while Sakura...
So,
she did all of that, and he still went. Sakura.
I was going in a different direction.
Dude,
I was going,
this is making me. He's gonna become a zero.
I was going in the direction of, even though he did not know that there was somebody in the background that loved and appreciated him, he still had it, and Lee did not have that at all.
Nope. There's nobody that was. 1010 wasn't like, yo, but I secretly put Lee down because I like him.
How did it get into hentai? Where did this come from? How did we get here? Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
What is that from?
I don't know exactly where it's from, but the next line is, every night I feel in my arms and legs. Might be from a war movie. Sounds like something like Saving Private Ryan or something.
Then even while Sakura was atop the hill that Pain had created when he blew away the village, while she's up there crying, not helping at all, Hinata goes down there and tries to...
That's bad. That's stupid. She's insanely powerful. She's a medical ninjutsu, and she's screaming for medical ninja, and she's screaming for Naruto. That's bad. And Hinata did go down there. That's good. This is not a Sakura video. This is a Naruto video.
And Lee didn't get any of that.
We understand that that's a bad moment. That's a bad moment for Sakura. How does that speak to Naruto and Naruto's character and people's misconception about Naruto and the things that he struggled with?
Save Naruto. She was completely aware that she would actually die in the fight, but she went through with it anyway, selflessly. Straight after...
This seems like a positive for Naruto.
He has somebody who unconditionally loves him after spending maybe 5, 6, maybe conversations on panel with him.
Naruto learned she had loved him the entire time and genuinely cared about him almost more than any other person in his life. She then proceeds to get kebabbed by Pain before his very eyes, which Kurama takes advantage of, by the way. Before all of this, Naruto had also just recently lost his only father figure in the entire series.
Kakashi? Kakashi wasn't a father figure? Okay,
Jiraiya.
cool. No.
No.
Yeah.
I understand what you mean.
No. Mm-hmm.
I think he went up into the village and was just like, yo, I can't feel Kakashi's chakra. And I think he might have known that he was dead then.
So, wait. But my whole thing was, he had recently lost his only father figure.
Mm-hmm. And Kakashi died in the Pain Invasion arc as well. And I think that when he came into the village, he went, I can't feel Kakashi's chakra. And therefore he is dead. I think that's what happened.
Okay, but even if that's happened, that would mean that he's lost 2 father figures in his mind.
True. Press play.
Jiraiya, the man who considered himself a failure to the village, but in Naruto's eyes was a hero to him. Jiraiya helped Naruto train, learn the Rasengan, become his friend more than pretty much any other person at that time, joked around with Naruto.
Why the game footage?
Okay, you can ascribe all of that to Kakashi, except he taught him elemental as opposed to the Rasengan. Mm-hmm. And taught him how to train with a shadow clone.
And go up the tree.
Cool.
What's
the difference so far? Jokes around with them? What's the difference so far?
Joked around with Naruto, raised Naruto into a mature adolescent, and showed him the path he needed to take to reach his goal. Jiraiya even passed...
No, he didn't. He didn't know what it took to be a Hokage. They sat him down and, well, here's all these books that you need to read. He went, oh,
that's what I gotta do?
He just taught him to be stronger. Taught him chakra control. Taught him some other stuff, I'm sure.
And his dream to Naruto, which also helped Naruto's own dream of becoming Hokage. After everything they went through together, Jiraiya is then defeated by Pain.
Iruka as well,
started
you're right,
off with nothing, and when he got something, it was never there permanently. To say that's not an...
Naruto started off with nothing, and when he got something, it was never there permanently.
At the end of the series, Sasuke's there.
Yes, he is.
Hinata's there.
She is.
Sakura's still being a friend to him.
Mm-hmm. Village is fine.
He's Hokage. What is permanent in life? Because Shika, nothing was permanent for Shika because he lost a bunch of...
Sure did.
Choji
Rock
punches.
Lee,
He don't punch it.
has one thing going for him, and he lost that. What about that? Doesn't matter, I guess.
Underdog who started from scratch is absolutely crazy.
He's not. He didn't start from scratch. He started from at least a 7. It's like making pancakes with pancake mix and going, I started from scratch. No, mother, you didn't have flour or none of that shit.
will say this to you guys. Bleach and Berserk may be my personal favorite series, but there is...
I mean, if Bleach is your favorite, as long as you're not calling it good, I'm with it. Cause, dude, I put out on the List Exists Twitter, like the first 100 chapters of the big 3, what I thought was the best of each, like best art. But I was surprised by how much I was saying Bleach. I think Bleach had the best comedy of the big 3 in the first 100.
Really, really good stuff there.
The only thing Naruto won was fights.
I'm watching the Bounce arc right now, and I hate it almost more than anything. But when Rukia is on screen, I'm like, I like Rukia a lot. And Rukia shined throughout them first couples. Naruto has 4 or 5 found father figures by the end of the series. Most certainly, it's just take away one of them. Someone, he has something he had love taken away, and that makes him an underdog, apparently. Or it makes him more of an underdog, or it makes him somebody that is an underdog because he has no... I don't know what he meant by that. He just went, yo, this is a bad thing. You say he started from a 3 earlier? Started from 3 earlier?
Yeah, he didn't start from scratch. I said 7 recently. Whatever he started from, it wasn't 0.
Bleach and Berserk may be my personal favorite series, but there is no series that has ever compared to the amount of emotion, hard work, and inspiration that I felt watching Naruto strive to reach the status of Hokage.
Me. I felt his motivation and drive as he just pumps a million clones into his technique and punches people. As the Biju just go, here's our chakra. He goes, now I have lava release. Go. But I feel it. Me.
Status of Hokage, since even I was a child watching him go from a 12-year-old boy to the actual Hokage of his village. Naruto Uzumaki is the definition of an underdog.
That's a good point, Silver. He starts off with a powerful weapon that he doesn't know how to use.
You know what? That's a good
That
point.
is exactly what it is.
And it fires off every now and then, and he's like, how do I make it charge or reload? And I have no idea what to do.
But he has that weapon and others do not. Or they have a smaller version of that weapon. That is a very good point.
He says Naruto is the definition of underdog, but you can ascribe that definition to almost every character in the series. Everybody was an underdog compared to Madara. Everybody was an underdog compared to Kaguya. What's that mean?
In the healing field, everybody is an underdog compared to Tsunade.
This man never read Trigun or Claymore saying Naruto has peak emotion -30.
Claymore is amazing. I will always say that it is. Nobody's bumping Claymore. But Claymore is amazing.
When Vash had to kill that dude, where he's just like, I refuse to kill people. It's just like, I'm controlling them, and your friends will die, or you kill me. What's it gonna be right now?
So good.
And he shoots him, and then he's just depressed for an entire episode, just like, I'm done.
So
it's
good.
over. Trigun's so good. But no, Naruto, because he's crawling towards Gaara with tears in his eyes.
That's
My
it.
God, the emotional impact. I'm your friend. Please.
Emotion. Obito being like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have done ninja genocide for the sake of one chick 12 years ago. Dang, you right. Pain like, man, I helped make this entire organization to take you Bijus and make a better world and power and all that. But you right, I shouldn't have. Here's all your people back. Sorry for destroying your village. Blah.
boy who wanted to be Hokage, a boy who never gave up, and a boy who fought every day against a demon inside of him that he never asked to have. At the end of the day, this lack of remorse for his character and failure to try to understand what
He didn't struggle every day because the seal prevented the fox from leaking out. So he slept soundly at night, not even knowing what was going on.
Yes. We've never seen him have any sort of issues.
I think even the first episode is when he learned he had that fox in him.
Yep, I'm pretty sure it was.
Because I think Mizu or Mizuke or whatever he said, he was just like, he's got that within him and he sucks. And he's like, well, I do?
Yeah, I think that
the thing that killed our village is inside of me?
I'm pretty sure that is what happened.
That means he's never had an issue in those 12 years. So no, he did not struggle every day. Stop the lies.
Obito was the coolest guy, though. That there's just like this image macro of just all the stuff, bad stuff that he does, and there was this poor translation of just like, you don't talk about Obito that way. He was the coolest guy, and it's just like this whole like all these dead bodies that Obito caused, and all these people being stabbed, and over to just like he's the coolest guy.
Wow, really?
and failure to try to understand what and who he is ironically the story Naruto tries to teach us. That we see these goofballs with fake smiles, obvious loneliness and hardships, but completely ignore it all due to our pampered and more important lives. The fact that I even have to make this video is genuinely saddening. It shows me a direct glimpse of the true perspective from the average Naruto fan. People comparing Naruto's childhood to their own, which does not even hold a candle to the struggles Naruto went through.
Why? You don't know what they went through. What if there's all types of child abuse? I would rather have no parents then. You don't know what's going on. What?
See you later, dummy, if you're leaving.
Oh, yeah, you out.
But yeah, that's not
That's
worth putting into this video.
No, you could have watched your parents die in front of you. It could have been any number of things. You don't know what struggles they had. Sorry that, you didn't have parents growing up.
You can't speak to millions of people that have watched and enjoyed Naruto and be like, you can't compare childhoods. That's terrible.
I mean, while you're stressing over cleaning your room, finishing...
Wow!
Oh my goodness.
You don't know what they've got going on, dude.
Mental issues, struggling with your self-worth,
suicidal tendencies, suicidal thoughts,
gender identities, your place in society,
being sexualized by adults, being groomed by somebody you were a fan of. Anything could be happening in your life.
This is terrible.
And you're going, the cleaning of the room, but he
had a fox and nobody liked him, and my goodness, that's disgusting.
A paper for university, taking out the trash, or just having someone not like you back romantically. Naruto had to go through all of the bullshit and above to get people to even accept.
Pause. But what if you I don't know this from this exam, and it causes you to hyperventilate like Naruto? That was your point. What about all the stresses that people hold in and it lets out like that? What about then? Can they compare it then?
There are kids that have been born that have never seen anything. They were born blind. They were born deaf. They were born crippled. Man. But it's nothing compared to Naruto. This is horrible.
Man.
This cognitive dissonance just displays how spoiled and weak a lot of people are.
Whoa! Negative 11.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
It's probably 12.
I'm not even a person that goes that.
Legit. It's probably a 12. This is disgusting. You have no right to say this. Who are you comparing? Dude, this is legit pissing me off.
I cannot believe this.
You have no right to say this. You don't know what people are going through. So if they want to compare themselves to Naruto, if they want to say they had it worse than Naruto, who are you to say that they didn't? Oh my goodness. This is disgusting. He's not just wrong. You can be wrong. But you're
It's fun to be
disparaging
wrong.
all these people that are going through hardship and going, yo, this fictional character had it worse, so you can't even complain. Dude, no. Ugh. This is terrible.
Naruto's childhood didn't even need to be that bad when you look at the context behind the plot. It just needed to be that way for the plot. Because there's no reasons people weren't taking care of him.
Man. Gotta had it worse.
Gotta had it worse in its own series.
Man can't sleep. Frame 1.
That's the one that's really trying to take over the person. He didn't say you couldn't complain. He said, "Oh, how dare you? How dare you complain in your spoiled and privileged
He called
way
people spoiled and privileged.
and weak."
And weak, not even knowing what they're going through. He just put everybody in the same boat of, if you ain't Naruto, you have no right to complain because you're spoiled and pampered. And
How
all
dare
that
you
other
compare
crap.
yourself to Naruto? You see all the things he go through? Stop being so weak.
He may have said you can't complain, but he said a lot of other stuff. We may be misquoting him a little bit.
I don't know. I refuse to go back because I don't want to hear that again.
The feeling, the emotion, the meaning is still there from what he said. He called people spoiled.
Doesn't the three-tail live in the sewers?
Probably. That's filler stuff. Hope.
Some real-life people have had all of Naruto's negatives without the superpower.
Legit. Homeless children. No right to complain.
There are children sleeping in cars today.
Man.
There are people starving all over the world today. But my God, people didn't like Naruto.
Spoiled, pampered.
Is how spoiled and weak a lot of people are that actually watch the series of Naruto. And maybe that's just why people acknowledge Rock Lee so much more, since his goals were never imperative and his life was never on the line. Like I said before, Lee never had to go through this. Naruto didn't have a choice.
His life was never on the line. Hey, Lee, if this 50-50 surgery isn't successful, you will die.
Ninjas are always putting their life on the line.
We're feeling a lot of emotions he didn't say. He didn't just say people were weak.
He didn't say people were spoiled.
He didn't say that it's cognitive dissonance to compare yourself to Naruto when he went through all types of struggles while you're worried about cleaning your room and a university paper.
Come on now, one. Come on. You can't be.
He literally said these things. Do not make me go back to it.
You can't be saying this.
I will play that whole thing again, and you tell me where he said something he didn't say something we said.
Come on now.
Through the destiny of being Ashura's reincarnation, Naruto wasn't destined to succeed. He was destined to try his absolute hardest to fight against his best friend to the death, and through his hard work, he changed that destiny.
You literally cut up your audio so it looked like you had a dramatic pause instead of just re-recording the line.
He absolutely did.
I would like to give thanks to Seth the programmer for working with me on this very video.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Anybody that watched this beforehand and was like, yeah, that's cool to upload, disgusting.
None of this. I can't believe he legitimately said that.
As this video had to be made for the community's sake. Now, I don't mean to be an arsehole to PlagueofGripes, but thanks to him, he's actually ruined the perspective on Naruto being an underdog, and the general consensus of his viewers was the original inspiration for this very video. As I said before, it is actually sad that I have to make this video because some of you are actually NPCs. While you're at it though,
He literally just called people NPCs.
Literally. Unironically.
NPCs. While you're at it though guys, please go check out Seth's video on Naruto being a planet buster. We actually worked on that video too for an entire week and it will be linked in the description below.
I'm just being reasonable. He was talking about using the comparison to downplay particular events. He didn't say you couldn't complain. Don't care. He literally said, Why are y'all?
Why you complaining? Why are you talking about cleaning your room and studying for exams and things of this nature?
No, not even that. He legit just said, "Why are you comparing yourself to Naruto when he had it worse than you?" And that's paraphrasing, but that was basically what he said. Again, I will go back to it if I need to. But he said, why are you comparing yourself to Naruto when you do not face the struggles that he did? And our entire thing after that was, you don't know what people struggle with.
He legitimately called people spoiled. Not knowing what they go through.
And weak.
Just put every single person that complained about Naruto's past in a single bubble of spoiled.
Spoiled, weak, and didn't go through as bad of things as him.
Come on now.
Please go check it out. It's actually a really good video. As I said, we both worked on it, so yeah, please go check it out, guys. But I also want to say that I actually recommend you guys do your research on things like depression, mental health, and anything else.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, no. This is the worst video that we've ever done. I'm not even giving this a number. No. You can't say that. No.
After calling people weak
and spoiled? No. Dude, you're worried about a test. What if they have anxiety? What if they have a mental problem? Mental issues? And you just put them all into a bubble and then you go do your research. Wow, Dude.
There's gonna be no questions after this, guys.
Yeah, this is over. I can't keep the mood light. I'm so pissed.
Getting to this, as pretty much
What did he say?
on things like depression, mental health, and anything else relating to this, as pretty much this entire discussion is a direct showing that most of you are truly unaware of Naruto's struggles, which run deeper than him just fighting people in the story.
You don't know
people's struggles. You don't.
This man can't be serious. I'm gonna bash y'all with illnesses. Oh, hey, mental illness is a problem. He just straight up went, y'all not in the same position as Naruto, so y'all weak to be talking about Naruto like this, but also mental health.
Also a direct parallel to the real world and how unnoticed these issues go by without help from others. It's pretty concerning.
You called people weak! You downplayed their problems with Naruto by going, why are you comparing your life to his when y'all don't have the struggles that he does?
Sight unseen problems. Just general whatever problems. Any problems that you have don't matter.
These issues go by without help from others. It's pretty concerning, so I just want to say thank you all for watching.
Legit cyber. You're right. Yeah, that's the worst video we've ever done. You can be bad, but you just, dude.
That was
make your bad points, but don't. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
He basically just went, y'all.
Yeah. You have
Who
no
cares
right.
what y'all going through? Y'all have no right based on what Naruto went through.
Yeah, dude, it is a downer. It sucks that it is. This isn't how it's supposed to go.
And it was so fun before the last little minute and a half.
We keep it light. There's so many stories that I could tell of just like horrific stuff that happened to us. And there's literal jokes. I don't want to be even more of a downer bringing up one in particular. But I will one day later when the mood is a bit lighter. But yeah, this is, I can't joke about this. Because
we did not have a great childhood.
Didn't have a great, 2 years. No numbers. This is the worst video. You can't. This goes outside of the realm of Naruto and anime and all that crap. You can't say crap like that.
This
Legit.
was a no contest.
Yes.
Just like
He showed up to a basketball game with a soccer ball. Yo, what are you doing here? It's terrible. Legit.
He showed up to a football field in a suit and was like, "Here, I'm about to go under the center."
Without this, it would have just been a normal, really bad video. But he just goes, "No, Naruto struggled more than all y'all. Shut up."
How dare you weak NPCs talk about it?
NPCs. Man. Well, I guess it was kind of good to do this with a live stream.
Yeah.
We've just been pissed.
We might not have even finished the recording, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you almost bust out of here.
I legit threw down my headphones and stood up the very first time that has ever happened.
Because he's talking about how weak people are, and then it's just like, look into depression and mental health. How dare you? Oh, our day will absolutely get better. There's
ain't too much left of it.
Yeah, I'll probably cook me some dinner in the end.
Yeah, I need to eat something. You need to bust open them turkey burgers and tell me how they are, because I might order me some, because them boys look good.
All right, we're out of here, y'all.
Yeah,
There's no questions after this.
Yeah, sorry, we'll do the questions and all that other time.
Maybe we'll even do just a live stream of Q&A or something
like that, because I'm not in the mood.
Or we'll double it up for the next live stream. But this is how, like, I can't believe he said these things. All right, y'all. Bye.
See y'all. Thanks for coming.